The snow doth cover my window this eve. The outer world seems a distant merry. Mayhaps come morn. What the fuck kind of slam poetry is this?
What? What?
I show up to my stream and Foldeck's always here. All before me!
Yeah, he's gambling.
No, he's not!
No, he's writing poetry.
Hold up. You okay?
That's the thing, he's not gambling.
A+. I give you an A+ full deck. Good way to redirect your gambling energy.
Wait, Poldeck, are you just here all the time? Or do you just know when he's about to stream and just join in then?
Well, he sent this the last message I can see half an hour ago.
Poldeck. I have questions.
I just need a game he can play with Streamlabs bot. So he doesn't get lonely.
Want to play checkers with like Streamlabs bot?
Yeah, is there a way I can do a tic-tac-toe command? Yeah, wait. Oh, what's happening? Let me set up. Hold on. Let me set up a Spotify. Hello, Daniel.
All right, this
Yeah.
one. By the way, is
Royalty-free.
everyone here? Is Sophie and Morgan here?
Sophie
think
said
so.
she was drawing.
Yeah, Sophie's
Okay.
probably
Thought I heard
Hi,
here.
I'm here. I'm probably just not going to be talking as much.
Oh, that's fine. Just making sure everyone's here.
I'm hanging.
You're vibing.
Vibe.
Oh, that was a resub. Mr. Sakai, thank you. I appreciate it. I was looking for the sound for a game that I was not on.
Well done.
3 month subs. That's a long time.
What are you doing in the background of this one?
The last Pokemon stream where I just level up as many things as I can.
Try to get the
Would-
last 80.
Would you would one say you are giving up after this stream?
Yeah.
Oh, last time rolled stream. Unfortunate.
Also 77, not 80.
Oh, okay. Hey, where's Groudon?
In a cave somewhere. Fuck him. Hello, Red Bull and Placidin. Let me turn up the audio on this a little bit.
Also, let me know if I start to echo, because I am on my laptop.
We will.
Oh, don't worry. We'll scream at you.
We'll
top
just
of our line.
scream Bloody
No,
Mary.
we won't even scream
Just
at.
don't tell me what it
We'll
is.
just scream. We'll just go.
Yeah, no, we won't scream at you. It'll just be.
I wish I could have more Pokemon out. I can't.
All right. So, part 2 of Stars Without Number and the campaign that we, for some reason, decided should be allowed to continue.
Some reason.
So, same rules apply as last time. Literally anyone can interrupt me at any goddamn time they want. I'm just going to speak the chronological events. I'm sad Molly's not here to speak on the prison job because that's going to be interesting without her.
Yeah. Oh, rip.
But here we go. So last time we left off, at this point, the party had been rescued from the pseudo matrix, which was also just a virtual reality prison that they fell into, and made it back to the Divider space again, the good old space gang.
Yes.
Upon getting back to the Divider space, is this when you learned that there were Sneeple there?
No, we learned that before we left.
Yeah, we learned that
Okay.
before we left, but we didn't get to meet with anyone
Mm-hmm.
until we got back, and I was no longer dying.
Yes.
Didn't we learn the Sneeple were there, like...
As we were leaving.
Right, literally
As
after
we were
walking out,
checking
we saw the
ourselves
face
out
of
like an
someone.
escape pod.
Yeah. And after we had mostly healed up, we were able to talk to people. Yeah.
And people pseudo believed you.
Sort of.
They're like-
Who's to say they're not Sneeple, though?
Who's to say they're not Sneeple?
Yeah, we thought
bel-
everyone was Sneeple. We thought
Hey,
even
Parker.
Nash was Sneeple.
When
Mhm.
we were having this Sneeple talk, was that when the Watcher came back to the Divider's base?
No, the Watcher came back
Or we already
when he had already come back.
Okay.
Because he came back before Neo existed.
The next time he comes back is when we're on the ship.
Yes, I believe so. Oh boy, this whole next sequence of events is real hazy.
It is.
Yeah, this
Me
is also the sequence of events that I don't have notes for, so I am filling them in as we go.
Okay. So, what I
If
believe.
you'd like, I can tell you what I do have.
Okay, what do you
I
have?
Plastidin on my YouTube. There in the Emerald. There is the Feebass fishing stream. That's when we did the first talk. I was just saying. He just asked when the first part of this dialogue
No
was.
problem.
It should be on YouTube right now.
On November 18th of 2019, Lexus almost died, question mark, question mark, question mark. Creepy robot in Basil's brain, I think, question mark, question mark.
Wait, what?
Oh god, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's a skip ahead. Okay, I know where we are now. Okay. So what happens now is Nash basically tells you guys that you guys need to leave so that you for sure are not Sneeple. That you guys need to leave for a while she tries to handle the Sneeple situation. Because you guys leaving, I believe, was the only way that she could absolutely be 100% sure that you are people who are not Sneeple.
Yeah, also, problems were being caused by our presence that were slightly political, and it was just, get out. Leave.
There's a lot happening. MX.
We're not pleasant people.
Yeah, that one dude, MX, was still, vying for power.
Noxia was still not welcome.
Still unwelcome.
Mhm.
The whole party was just unwelcome in general.
I had to say goodbye
Hey,
to Chuck.
Neo was okay with the dividers. Fine. Neo's fine.
So then you guys went to. This is the point where the Tony mission came back up.
And we
This
said,
is the
okay.
This is the point where Molly almost had a conniption if the Tony mission did not happen. Because the Tony mission was going to happen, then we took like half a year of a break from this game, and then we came back and Molly was like, if it doesn't happen, I'm going to kill you all. So your guys' next stop was Ohiri, which is just a decent city planet. That's the new capital of the conglomerate. And you guys went there, hung out for a little bit, and we're just trying to get the lay of the land, I believe. We're trying to figure out everything. And what you learned is that the person Tony needed to speak to from Tony's past, which was Thorby, was in prison, related to some sort of rebel group, is what I understand.
Yep. We didn't know anything beyond that because the file was pretty much just files on these prisoners.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, there was a lot of that. And then you guys were trying to figure that out, and then someone tried to kill you again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, we're jumping at that point. There's a lot of stuff happened.
What happened? Well, I mean, that happens before the prison job.
Well, first off, we find Tony's first henchman. That's the
Sorry.
first thing we do because we get he's our ride for most of this.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't going into that much detail, but yeah. Yeah, there was a dude in a van that was just Tony's henchman. Because Tony
Yeah.
can do that. After that, I believe, is when someone almost killed you guys again. A dude tried to heat gun you guys while you guys were just sitting down at like Arby's or something.
I think that was Starbucks
Applebee's.
or something.
Space Applebee's.
Space Applebee's.
Or TGI Fridays or something.
Yeah, we were sitting by the window, and then someone made a good wisdom check or something, a notice check,
I'm pretty sure it was Noxia.
and we didn't die.
That was a Wolverine, wasn't it?
That was
Yep.
Wolverine.
They get
Did
chased.
Lexus shoot Basil before or after that?
That was after, because that started the whole thing, and we split up with that.
Yeah. So this was, if I remember right, it was like, all right, this guy's attacking you. He knows you spotted him and he's running away. And I believe what happened next was like Noxia and Lexus went up to the roof to go chase him, and then Tony and Basil. I was either Molly or Lee was very drunk that night. I don't remember which one.
Maybe both, based on how you
Maybe
guys
both.
acted.
Molly.
Like, what the
Because
fuck?
you guys went across the street into Macy's and then just never left.
So you guys like went to Macy's.
I locked us in a clothing room.
Well, yeah, you did that, and then you left and went to the security room and locked
You
the
locked yourself. Now I remember you locked yourself in the room with the security guard with the security cameras, and you just locked yourself in the room. And the guy was just freaked out, and you were like, "Shut up."
Shut up.
I don't know what the
Saving
point was
people.
either, too. I don't know what the point was.
It's like that scene, I don't remember what movie it was, where the guy just steals this dude's motorcycles for the greater good!
Yeah.
I don't know what.
And then, so that happened.
But
Yeah.
yeah, during the fight, we fought a guy with all these weapons and like a jump pack and everything. And turns out he has mutant powers that let him have bone claws. So that's why we call him Wolverine.
Yeah.
He almost killed me because Noxia hid behind me the whole fight.
Listen, you're the tank, aren't you?
That's what I do. I gotta stay tanky.
Yeah, see, the tankiest person has to be the backup tank.
Yeah.
The front tank,
Yeah, I
you know?
can't
be the
lose the
front tank.
tank status by being in front.
Obviously, that's how that should work.
Like,
Listen.
why have all that health if you're just gonna take damage, you know?
Right?
Kai,
I gotta keep my
Noxia is
hope
only
at
the
a high
tank.
score.
Kai, Noxia is only the tank as long as they have the most health, and so they have to stay behind you to keep the most health.
I don't
Not
even
she only
think
starts
Lexus has the
tanking
highest
anything when
health.
you're dead.
I haven't died yet.
For context, Noxia has like twice the amount of health Lexus has.
And the exact same AC.
It's because you won't take Die Hard.
Well, maybe I have other things I need to take.
Sucks for you. Don't complain about dying.
Oh my god. I'll complain about dying as long as the person that has all of the defensive feats isn't using them.
Well, you're gonna get pretty tired then.
Damn. This is an ongoing debate. This is an ongoing.
This absolutely happened last stream too, so
Oh yeah.
here we are.
Die Hard. I'm gonna have to. If we ever play Stars again, I'm just gonna ban Die Hard just for this.
You don't. Well, there's no point because I'm the only one. Me and Abby are the only ones without it, and I'm not taking it.
I don't think Basil has it.
No, I don't have it. I just have an AI thing.
It's just you. It's just Tony, Zahir, and Noxia. Those are
Yeah,
the three
but
that have Die Hard.
Basil
Yeah, hold
doesn't
up.
fear death because Basil has a fucking apple core that they can
Yeah,
slice from.
Lee just said, I don't need Die Hard because I'm immortal.
Basically.
Like,
That's true.
fuck off.
That's true.
I can't still die.
It just takes you 5
Technically.
billion years.
I don't think we've ever said what Die Hard is. Die Hard is just a feat in this system that gives you more max health. That's literally all it does.
Isn't
It
there?
gives you
There's
a
a
lot
5e
of max
equivalent.
health.
What is it?
Yeah, 5 equivalent's tough, I think.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
It's pretty much just that.
It just gives you more max health.
And like the other thing is it gives you more max health every time you level up too. So
And
it
it's
adds on to the
retroactive.
roll. Yeah. So it grows
Yeah,
with
you-
your levels.
Yeah, it just gives you more max health.
Yeah.
And I said I'll take the one that just gives me a lot of AC, so I'm not taking damage.
And then,
Taking
so
damage then.
Kai, where were we at the end of that fight? Because he put up quite the fight because he went into this mutant mode where he grew like bone razors on his elbows and stuff.
It was low. It wasn't as bad as.
It was single digits.
It was single digits. It wasn't 1 health. I know that much. But I definitely, if he got one good hit on me, I would have died. For sure. So at that point, we said, okay, we will take our henchman and his car, and we're going to... What was the plan? We were going to go somewhere with
You
this
were
guy
trying
because
to-
we knock him out.
Yeah, because Neo begs for him not to be killed because Neo
Yeah.
recognizes him.
We recognize him for something that Neo needs. So we only knock him out, we don't kill him. And we were gonna go somewhere so that to the edge of town, so that we could have one of our psychic people teleport me, because I'm almost dead, him, and them to Neo's ship. But on the way, does anyone want to take the reins on this?
Basil bought a sweater
That's
for that.
It's all, no, the thing that
exactly what we're talking
That's
about.
you know what? That's it. That's the story. Yep, Basil bought a sweater. That's what we were leading
An
to.
important detail that will come back later.
Mhm. Oh yeah, it's
hey Morgan, most significant thing that happened that day was Basil buying a sweater, right?
Sorry, what? I just went to go throw something away. And now
Oh, you know when we were on
all of
Ohiri
this.
with like the prison and everything? Oh yeah, the most important thing was Basil getting a sweater.
When you on the van,
Yeah,
right?
100%.
Basil getting a sweater. Only thing that happened.
That's
Nothing
the
else
only
happened.
thing
yeah,
that
no,
happened.
nothing. Absolutely nothing happened.
You did not.
I
Noxie did not get
definitely
shot
did
in the
not
neck.
Almost die.
Yeah. So you know
There was
that
definitely
whole.
not a foot chase after that, trying to get Basil to calm the fuck down.
This is another one of those. Okay, stream. This is another one of those moments where we might spend a minute here because this is another one of those moments that was a very surreal section of actions.
Everyone had a very specific thought process during this moment that led
This is
to
a very-
a lot. So we'll need to jump back and forth between people.
This is a surreal moment. This is one of those moments that was a very surreal moment. I was like, okay, well, okay, let's set the scene. They knocked out this guy. They got him a prisoner, and they're taking their van ride across town to the outskirts where they can safely transport it to their ship, so without drawing attention. On the way there, our friend Basil, the AI,
Get the sweater.
gets a sweater, but then also
Almost
discovers that virtual reality prison they had left a lingering program in their head.
Yeah, basically put a Trojan virus in Basil.
Yeah. And then, hey Lee, what happened next? Since this is Basil's part.
happened next was I had a gun hidden in my shopping bag from where I got the sweater.
Mm-hmm.
You have a lot of guns.
And what did you use said gun for?
Parker made me do a roll,
Uh-huh.
and I started seeing a creepy little girl. The creepy little AI, whatever the program from earlier, and I took out that gun and I shot Noxia.
You sure did. Right
Point
next
blank
to you.
in the head.
Point blank.
In the neck. It was in the neck.
In the neck, yeah.
It's just.
That's why I have Die Hard in case I get shot by Basil in the neck.
Oh, it's hard to argue against that logic.
Basil
Yeah,
is the most.
yeah.
Lee does
I
some
mean,
bullshit.
so far,
That's why I
Basil
have Die
is
Hard.
the most dangerous person around us.
In the galaxy, you mean?
Yeah.
So,
Basil's
Yeah,
the real
you know-
Titan.
You know that saying, keep your friends close and your enemies closer? Yeah, we're doing that.
We do both.
At the same time.
Yes.
keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer, and keep Basil hogtied so nothing bad can happen.
But yeah, so Basil. Yeah, Basil shot.
So I basically said, made them make a saving throw, and they failed it, and so the
sure
Trojan AI took over and pulled a gun and shot Noxia, and it was only for a split second that the Trojan AI took over. So immediately afterwards, Lee had control of Basil again. It was all that the guy, because the guy driving the van is not part of the party. He's just a dude that Tony got to help them. And he basically just slammed on the brakes as a gunshot just went off in the back seat. And the next thing he looks back, the back door flies open, and Basil's just sprinting down the street.
No
just
words.
running.
This was also Lee was in control again. No words were said to the rest of the party. Basil just sprints.
Yep. That Lee said, I run.
And
Right.
then
So
because of
just shot.
Noxia, or sorry, not Basil bolting, Noxia then starts jump teleporting down the
And
street with
Zahir.
a bleeding neck.
Yeah, no.
So
So
does Zahir.
This whole scene of both of you like grabbing ankles and and hanging on.
yeah, so basically, Basil comes back from shooting their friend and decides, instead of explaining that wasn't Basil that did that,
Run.
and
Just
so all we're left to assume, because we have no idea what's going on, is Basil just shot Noxia for no reason. So we
And then
need to
starts
stop-
running.
Yeah.
And then just
You-
starts-
You didn't know about the Trojan AI before that, though.
Barry,
No,
We
you
did
didn't.
know a little bit,
You
but
didn't
we
tell
didn't know
anybody, barely.
how
No, we
bad.
did. We did at the space Starbucks. That's why Basil got the sweater, because Basil was stress shopping, and then Tony had to save Basil's ass because they said they were stress shopping, and like the security guard was like, "What the fuck? Can virtual intelligence stress shop now?"
Lee, I'm gonna kill you.
So we do in this conversation find out about the Trojan, and my character, as I've said before, knows some stuff about True AI. He has some experience, and I asked Parker, what do you do when this situation comes up? And Parker says, well, you destroy the body they're in. And I
The
say,
virus doesn't, as long as the virus hasn't touched the core,
yeah.
they can reset, and the body, if you dispose of the body and get a new one, the virus is gone, nothing's wrong, and the person
Yeah.
just comes back just fine.
We're basically just reformatting the body that we can reformat the body. So I say to Basil and everyone, like, okay, just come back to us, we can help, we'll just like reset the body, hard wipe it, we'll be good. And then Basil runs again. No words.
At least at this point, the Zahir started shooting.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds about correct. I don't quite recall what happened, but I remember gripping onto Basil and teleporting and guns. That's my recollection of this.
Oh no, I think you were trying to stab me.
Oh, you know
Yeah,
what?
that sounds
Actually,
right.
I
I think you were
remember
trying to stab.
we were already actually on the ship at this point because I wasn't there.
I left that detail because it doesn't matter.
Well, it
really
matters
doesn't
because I was saying, I was desperately trying to convince them because Basil ran a second time. I was saying, you guys have to kill Basil.
Oh
And
yeah, I think I probably just I was like, okay.
that's why Zahir started shooting, because I said, you have to kill him, or you have to kill them, because
on it, boss.
because if Basil
that
kills
sounds about correct now.
if Basil kills anyone while under this, the blood's on us and Basil. So I say, you have to take out Basil if they're just going to keep running.
Oh, okay. Yeah, now I recall trying to stab
No,
Basil.
and then I want to point out that the reason Zahir was so like up and ready to do this was also because murder sounds fun,
Murder sounds
and
fun.
because Basil had kept all their guns away from Zahir previously after we discovered that Basil has like too many.
A bajillion.
Well, we learn about the too many later, but we already know that Basil's a fuck ton.
Right, so like because this was after we had armored up a little bit, not the big one, but we
Yeah.
armored up a little bit, and Basil just bought a shit ton of stuff. So we're like, okay, and Zahir was like, "Can I have some of those things?" And then said no. So Zahir has a vendetta now for being told no.
I think the Zahir just started beating you over the head with a wrench.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
I
Zahir was
think
on your
you-
back.
Yeah, I truly think you are giving me too much credit. It was more someone said kill Basil, and I said
It was me.
okay.
I was...
Yeah.
Because Lexus is a good person and thinks, we can't let this robot kill people.
Okay, and Zahir is not a good person and wants to kill.
So it all... You know what? Our goals lined
It all
up.
comes out in the wash.
You know, good and evil, sometimes they have the same goals in life.
It lined up. But Noxia stopped Zahir.
Ugh,
And...
buzzkill.
And both, I think Neo and Lexus said, you are not bringing Basil onto this ship until
yeah.
something has happened.
Because this also, like, Neo's ship has control over 2 disastrous guns, especially in a heavy populated city, has a assassin robot on it, and has 2 attack drones on it. So
Not
like,
to mention Basil's core.
Yeah.
and Basil's core. So like literally, Basil is not allowed on the ship.
And then, okay, so this is where this party split, because Noxia and Basil went to solve the Trojan virus problem. When that went interesting. Everyone else, after, doing the prisoner swap, and Lexus went up to the ship to rest. So the ground team now is in one party, Noxia and Basil, going to antivirus software Basil. The other team is now Tony and Zahir, here to investigate Thorby in the prison.
Dynamic.
Those are the 2
Oh.
objectives.
An excellent
So-
team.
Forgot.
So, I think what we did was Basil and Noxia first.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you guys went to a Radio Shack, basically.
Uh-huh.
Okay, which one of you wants to explain what happened?
I can
Someone
explain
take
what
over.
happened.
Go for it.
So I'm still gonna get confused about one specific thing.
Okay.
So we went to the Radio Shack, and I was like, I believe I was told by the Watcher to like balance out the dogs because like the good dog was getting a lot of attention, like pets on the ship, and it was feeding off like positive energy, and the evil dog was starving and not as big. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it.
You should
Let's
have given
feed
him
this
to
thing
Zahir.
batteries. I know. I should no. Actually, no. I shouldn't have.
Disagree.
So I was like, oh shit, it's a Radio Shack. This dog likes power and
Oh
like
my
destroying things, eating shit. I was like, you know what? Let's intimidate these people to fix Basil with a big evil fire dog. So
you just summoned a big demon dog and said, "Fix my robot," and they're like,
Yeah.
"Okay."
and they were like, oh no, like, oh, why should we do that? And I just like pointed at the case of batteries and I was like, eat. And then the dog just starts like eating all their like car batteries. And so I said, like, fix my
I think
friend there. I said there, this is the confusing part. Either VI or AI. I still never know the difference.
No, you told them the truth and told them
I
that
told
they
them-
say anyone, you're gonna kill them.
Yeah. Because like I slipped up, couldn't take it back, so that ended
Hey,
in me just being like,
you
you say
just-
anything, this dog will kill you. And they're like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
I think you later paid for the batteries too.
Yeah, I think I did.
Okay.
That checks. And so they put Basil down in a chair and took out their virus? Or no, or
You
was
basically
it
just
no,
you just hard wiped the.
Like hard wiped
yeah,
it.
hard wiped it, and then I essentially had to just like carry/take Basil back to
So
the ship.
This like 2-ton metal body.
Yep. That's what the dog's for.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah,
All
and
my
then-
brain just processed was they put Basil down, and I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. They took Basil out back and put the shotgun and
I mean, that's what Lexus was saying to do,
held
but
a
we never
shotgun
did.
To the guy with
I
the
tried.
shotgun,
I
just
really
put
did,
Basil
Kai.
down.
Look, man.
basically.
Sometimes you gotta kill
Also-
someone.
Didn't we offer for Neo to try and do the wiping? But Basil was like, I don't trust you.
yeah, that's
Repeatedly, and then just goes to a Radio Shack.
Well, this was that's true. This is also repeatedly a point though in time where Basil trusted no one in the party. 0 people.
Yeah.
for
Crazy.
no reason.
Except
Well,
You wonder
okay,
why
I
Lexus
guess.
doesn't trust Basil.
Except
See-
Noxia.
Mhm.
I understand not trusting Zahir. That's a good baseline, I think. But everyone else had no other reason. Like Zahir did just try and stab Basil, so that's valid. Like I get it.
Stab Basil with a
Everyone
wrench.
else-
So then there was this really heartfelt moment of both of you being there and just like Basil's current being wiped and going back to the core. And then all that was fine. And then you had to deal with a point where Kindred, the daughter of the elf, who was a being of death, just kind of had a mini tantrum and destroyed half a city block.
Yeah.
And then you had to chase them into the street.
Mhm.
And
But
you know what
that was
happens.
that would have been a big news story. But
That would have been the
Another dog.
but
Yeah, then you
But
brought
there were
out
two dogs.
then you brought out the other dog, the life dog, and they kind of wrestled each other and back into the gyms.
It's like, oh, nothing to see here. Let me pick these up from my jacket. Off I go.
And people would have made a big deal about that if what happened immediately after, in terms of chronology, didn't happen.
well,
so this next
So,
event was larger.
Rewind a few hours, right? Let's rewind a few hours. Sophie, are you ready? Because this is your big time since Somali's not here.
suppose.
Are you ready
I'll
for
do.
this?
I'll do my best.
I mean, I can do the story so far. If you
Yeah.
just want to,
If you
Add the
can,
commentary.
I'll explain what Zahir did.
I'm
if
gonna.
you add
okay, wait.
commentary,
I need
I'll
to.
do the story.
I'm just gonna add one note as you start. Neo and Lexus don't have video of what was happening here. We only had audio,
oh,
we
yeah,
could
that makes it
hear-
even better.
so we could hear what's going on with what's about to happen. We just don't see it.
Sure can. So this is the team. So dynamic duo of Zahir and Tony are the ones going to investigate Tony's old friend, ex-girlfriend, Thorby, who's now in prison for relations to some kind of rebel group. So, what do? They go and Tony essentially seduces one of the guards, like finds the weakest, nerdiest prison guard that she possibly can, takes him on a date, gets him to propose to her. She says yes. They go to a hotel room for the honeymoon. She ties him to the bed while he's asleep, takes the ring, takes his uniform, and ditches him.
This all happened over the course of like maybe an hour, maybe less.
So we're already off to quite the start.
I mean, honestly, that's on him.
That was on him. I don't feel bad.
Yeah, it's also, I want to point out that it is true that everything happened within an hour, including the honeymoon. Like,
Yeah.
the
this man. Yeah, this
Yeah,
man.
he finishes
This was a loser.
A bit too fast. Very fast.
And so then I believe Tony has a meeting with Zahir in an alley across from the prison to go over the plan. And I believe. Well, it's presented as the plan was.
Oh, all I remember is being told specifically that I'm not allowed to be involved and that I'm supposed to stand outside, and then I remember getting distracted because you were like, hey, you see this like mutant two-headed rat, do you follow it? And I was like, of course I do. That's my recollection of this plan.
That's exactly what happened, because Tony tried to go over several plans with you. None of them sunk in, and then Tony just said, you know what? Just stay here. Just don't do anything.
Have this very low res image of what came after.
Wait, what? Let's see. Oh yeah.
my
We got a
God.
glorious face shot of what happened.
That's get rid of that.
So then there was a time of Tony disguising himself as this prison guard, going in and befriending people, talking to people, met the officer, met these other NPCs that I let some of the other players, play just to fool around with, just because it was a lot of one person talking. So that was a lot of fun. And then Tony finally got to the point where they were meeting in an interrogation room with Thorby. And Thorby did not know this was Tony. Like, this is Tony's ex-girlfriend, and they don't know it's them because obviously Tony's in disguise. So then they try to they're basically spending the entire time trying to get a signal across, like, hey, I'm here to help you. What's going on? But it was really difficult. Also, Thorby, as soon as they found out, was pissed and tried to kill them. Meanwhile, Zahir followed a rat. And where did you find yourself after you followed? Since you're a random teleporting cat, where did you find yourself following the rat?
I don't really recall, but I do remember that while Zahir was following this rat, there were these two real shady dudes, and they were planting bombs around.
Where were they planting bombs?
At the prison where Tony was.
Yeah.
Hey, hey Parker, how strong were these bombs?
Well, since Zahir has a background in explosives, I let Zahir know how strong these explosives were. How strong were these explosives, Zahir?
Well, I thought initially prison break fun, but that wasn't it. It was more like take out a town, nuclear bomb sort of deal.
The description was, one bomb can level a city block. How many were you handed?
A few.
I think 4. Zahir was handed. Well, hold on. So, Zahir, you saw these two. What did you do when you saw them? We haven't even gotten there yet.
I said hello. Asked them what they were doing, and I think at first they were like, what the hell? And then I was like, oh hey, can I help? And so they gave me some bombs, and I just put them wherever.
Basically said, yeah, we'll make you our scapegoat.
So you planted these bombs around the prison.
I suppose I did.
You sure did. And then I believe after you started planting them, and you said, because then you asked me, hey, where are they? And I said, oh, they left. They're gone. And then it was just you standing there with a bunch of bombs planted all around the building.
Yeah, that was a That was a bummer.
And I was waiting, like I pointed out, for all of the keywords. Because I was listening to what Parker was saying, because like I can't see the bombs, I can only hear, and all the words weren't enough for Lexus to have put together that Zahir is about to do a horrendous decision. I was like, wait, what's going on?
You thought like you texted Zahir and asked, "Did you try to street gang?" I think that's what happened.
And then all we got, like, I think the only confirmation about anything happening we got from Zahir directly was prison break. Quote unquote, prison break.
Because all we were hearing was, here's these. Because Parker's description of the bombs was never verbally said, it was just, here are these. So Lexus and Nia were just like, I don't know what these are.
Someone handed Zahir a bunch of crayons.
Could've.
So,
that would have been pretty funny.
Well, it's at this point I think I remember Sophie hearing you being like, "Uh-oh, what I've done is bad," and you're asking, "Can I disarm them?" I'm like, "Well, you know where the 4 you planted are, but you know they had way more."
Yeah, I think it was like at this point, this was when Zahir realized he had fucked up.
It was at this moment he knew he fucked up.
Yep, that was exactly what happened.
And then we just go to the, like, I think we went to the title screen of dun, 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 and it was just like a ad roll for a little bit.
Yeah. So then after this commercial break, so then Sophie, I believe your plan was, what was your plan after that? Because you teleported into the prison.
Yeah, so it fucked up real bad, and I was like, alright, damage control, I'm gonna get Tony the fuck out of here. And then Parker was like, okay, the bombs have a timer. And so I think in the middle of trying to get, like, Tony and Thorby just, like, far from there, the Parker's timer went off, and
So yeah,
it exploded.
Zahir basically teleported into the room that they were in and said, "Hey Tony, there's some bombs!"
And then everything exploded in a fiery ball of death all around them.
And
literally, it was like Tony in disguise just fighting Thorby in the interrogation room, trying not to get killed by this crazy bitch. And then Cat Person teleports in. Tony, there's a bomb. And then cut to Noxia just trying to drag Basil's heavy ass body across the street. Looks down the street and sees a mushroom cloud.
And we could probably see this from our ship.
Yep.
I truly just forgot that I'm a nightmare.
Ensue a picture that we got from Lee's house that night was showing Sophie laughing her ass off and Molly burying her head in blankets, so angry.
Parker quite literally at that moment rolled, like, just flipped a coin basically, like, who lived?
Well, I had them all make saves.
Zahir was the only one who saved.
Thorby was alive.
Yeah, no, Thorby also
alive,
lived.
but missing an arm.
He was still conscious.
But basically,
no, I don't think it was conscious.
No, Thorby was barely conscious.
Yeah,
Thorby did not die. Tony was the only one that did, like, actually was dead for a little bit. But paramedics rushed onto the scene very quickly and was trying to revive anyone who, like, you know, had the defibs out and was trying their hardest to save as many people as they could. And they got Tony back. And that paramedics team is the only reason Sophie is alive today.
Sophie is alive today.
Sophie would have been killed.
Yeah, me specifically. Hello.
Yeah, Molly would have strangled you on the way back to your room
after all those months of Molly being like, we have to do this mission, and Sophie kills Molly on the mission.
You know what? That's just what you fucking get for being so insistent about a mission, and you
I
take
think we
Zahir
actually
along.
said those exact words, and I think we heard a slap.
That's true.
I believe it.
I don't know if it was a slap, but we heard something like a bottle or something being thrown, or someone like tossing something to get up. Like some noise was made after you said those exact words.
There was we're not going to show this picture.
Again, I have to sit down. What were the words?
I was basically like, this is what you get for We shouldn't have done the Toady mission. This is what you get for like waiting so long and then also taking Zahir on your important mission.
I believe, like, we're never going to show the picture on stream, but what came next was a picture that only defines the words shit-eating grin from Sophie.
I would prefer no one see me in like pajamas, not wearing a bra, looking into my screen. Lee, delete this picture! It's god awful.
So everyone, no matter where you are now, if you're on the ship, no matter if you're at a Radio Shack, no matter if you're in the rubble, everyone just sees an explosion. A lot of people die. Like, Zahir's body count went up from
Still-
this one.
If
Somehow-
Basil didn't smash a city.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Zahir
somehow
would be
Basil
the
still
number
had the
one.
lead.
Yeah, so now Basil has a sizable lead. But yeah, the entire prison block, just like it's rubble. There's walls and concrete just everywhere. Zahir and Thorby barely survive. Thorby's missing an arm.
Zahir's fine.
Zahir has 1 health.
Yeah, he was fine.
Okay.
Oh, I thought Zahir was missing 1 health.
No,
No.
he had
Oh
1
my
health.
god, that would be so funny.
He's just standing there
Stupid.
looking around like
You're like,
coughing.
Hey,
God.
stutter step.
But yeah, no, you had 1 health. Like, you survived
Yeah.
a bad explosion.
Yeah, it was fun.
Then I'm not sure the sequence of events that happened next, but I know that Neo essentially did a nosedive into the planet to try and pick you guys up, so that you
Yep,
wouldn't be
I did.
so that you wouldn't be taken in by the authorities.
Right, yeah, Zahir teleported the 2 people who were not
Yeah, I basically had to
quite
make
conscious.
it. You didn't have God tier teleporting yet, so I
I'm
had to
real
make it
close.
within range. Yeah, I had to make it within your range because I also had to be in orbit because it still technically had to be planet side.
Yeah.
So I had to get close enough for you to see me and do it. So I just nosedived and like Lexus hit the wall behind me basically.
Ah,
and he was just like,
there-
"Ah, I'm sleeping. Fuck."
There's so yeah, add to the chaos this ship nosediving into the city's no-fly zone, which prompts the anti-air defenses to go off. So Neo's dodging that shit on the way down, all because an explosion blew off like a block
I'm
of the city.
sorry.
yeah, we look very
I mean, it gives
guilty
us
and
this
probably have
story.
a big bounty on us.
It wasn't
to be
entirely
fair-
my fault, but Zahir didn't help.
To be fair, that's taken care of pretty well because I have no license plate basically, like no
Unmarked ship.
registration on my. Yeah, I'm an unmarked ship. So
So you went down and got I believe you guys, Noxia, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you just agreed to meet them outside the city, essentially.
Yes.
Okay. Because
They're trying to go like low key because of Basil's just vessel.
yeah, you basically
Close.
said like, yeah, broken
Close.
VI assistant,
Yeah,
man. Dunk, dunk,
well,
dunk.
wasn't Basil technically like in a phone or a compad for a short period of time during this? That's how they were talking.
No, Basil couldn't
Yeah.
talk during this time.
Yeah, no, Basil was
Yeah,
gone.
Basil was out.
Basil was
It
just
was after
gone.
that because I think you
Lee
left the
was
body
not allowed to
behind.
talk during this entire.
Oh no,
this
that's right. We temporarily put you inside the bot.
that's later. That's
Like,
much
that's
later.
later.
That's what I'm
sounds
thinking of. I know. That's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking of.
Okay. Yeah, no, because this is the same session where I did let Sophie and Lee like personify a few like gossiping security guards.
Yes.
Yeah, Molly got to talk
I
to
do
you,
remember
who
that.
immediately were blown to smithereens because of Zahir.
Oh no,
Yeah, they're dead.
Bummer. Whoops, my bad.
Man, but the
I
person
never have to remember-
that Tony fucked alive.
Oh yeah, he was actually saved because he was hogtied in a hotel room without a wedding ring, without
Jeremy.
his grandma's wedding ring.
Did I name him Jeremy?
We
Is that
might
where
have,
this
honestly.
started?
No, it didn't start with that.
Oh,
It started
no.
because of Twilight, but
Okay.
That was
Uh,
Molly's fault, but there could have been a Jeremy there.
his name could have been Jeremy.
So does anyone really know what happened next? Because
Yes.
like,
So,
okay,
because as you were flying down, we had Noxia teleport everyone basically onto the ship because customs was a no-go at this point because of the nuke. And then we went to orbit and sort of left the jurisdiction so we wouldn't be
You
chased.
had to outfly some security pursuers.
Yes. And we had a lot of talking to Thorby, who doesn't like me.
Yeah, didn't you say that if Thorby had actually tried to because Thorby was clawing at people, like Long Nails was just trying to taking swings at people. And you said if Thorby had hit you, you might have died.
Yeah, because I was still hurt from. That was still the same day as Wolverine, so I was still at like no health.
This was a busy day. This was a very
It's a
busy
very
day.
busy day.
Oh,
But
yeah.
we took Thorby
Side
with
note.
us to Chifis, I think.
Yeah, he did.
Side note, Wolverine was put into a freezer that Neo conveniently has for unknown reasons so far.
You
That's
basically put
fine.
him in the refrigerator.
I just put him in a cryogenic chamber, basically.
Look, man, if you're traveling with the rest of us, we all got shit. We ain't gonna ask questions.
I don't think anyone asked questions for the longest
I really
time.
haven't.
Oh,
no
yeah,
one
no,
asked anyone questions in this party. Everyone just
Because
was like,
that
you
is
know
the
what?
least problematic thing.
Having
that
a
has
freezer
happened,
tube so
maybe.
far is just so tame compared to what's happened.
Yeah, I didn't think I would be tame with having a freezer in my back room.
No, that's fine.
a lot of this campaign is just us like standing in a circle pointing guns.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
I've really
Yeah,
tried to
that's
be a
very
chill
literal
guy.
sometimes. I'll be honest.
Really just tried to play a chill guy in this campaign.
Well,
Well, your chill guy
Your
also
mistake.
kind of started the whole Basil problem, not gonna lie.
Basil started by shooting Noxio! What do you mean?
no, Basil started the whole Basil problem.
I mean,
That's
yeah,
late.
but
I'm
like,
gonna make him.
death threats don't de-escalate those situations.
I think a bullet doesn't de-escalate the situation.
Yeah, I mean, true, but threatening to kill someone who's holding a gun to their own head is not a good idea.
In the context of the fact that
their own head. Holding a gun to the entire planet.
I'm just putting in the context that because they had a gun to the entire planet, I was like, we should just take out their body. Because
You
again,
shouldn't have said it to where the person holding the gun can hear you.
I don't know, do you want me to DM Zahir? Well, he's in that situation, be like, yo boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, while he's mid-stab.
Yeah, well, he's clinging to the back of Basil
Yeah.
with a knife.
I feel like that would have been accurate. Literally, as you said, yeah, what's up, boy? Just saying, critiques for next time.
Okay.
Nice.
Next time,
Next time you're-
Thank you.
next time you deal with your true AI friend having a Trojan virus.
Well, like, Neo got lumped into the whole, like, let's kill Basil, and Neo was just like, no, you just can't get on here.
Yeah, I was the only one saying to kill Basil, and Zahir was the
Yeah,
only one that
oh my
took the shot.
You're so fucking
Basil's
coward.
body. Kai, please show the meme that was just posted in general.
Fuck, where? Let's see.
Opening a separate window so the picture above it does not get shown.
Lee, just delete
No, I
it.
can just
Yeah, I'm just gonna
no, I
delete
have
that
it.
one. Here we
when
go.
when it shrinks, it does that.
Thank you.
It covers up pretty much everything we have there.
It is deleted.
So yeah. How could I?
Good Eric Andre.
How could I? That's the second time we used that meme.
Yeah.
Use that
The
meme a
first
lot.
one floored me.
uh,
All right. So I think Chifis came next, right?
yep. Because we took Thorby to
Yeah.
Chifis and brought those people
Oh,
to take Thorby.
Wait, we also had the core moment.
What was the core moment?
Oh, I know. Because you tried to hide and we
Nazi
saw the
cutting
thing.
Basil's core with deliverance.
Wait, did that happen? I don't remember that part.
Yeah, that happened.
I don't remember this.
Yeah, someone else explain this because I don't know if I remember this completely.
I have no idea what's happening.
All right, Lee
So,
or Morgan.
It was a very delicate time. I just remember
Procedure.
it was a very delicate time of trying to cut Basil's very fragile core with a giant ass sword, which was very nerve wracking. But I think I crit succeeded it. I think.
I don't know. I don't remember. I know that obviously nothing bad happened because Basil's still here.
Yeah, it's just the image of cutting Basil's tiny little soccer ball with
Yeah.
a sword.
Why
Yep.
did you do that?
What? What else was I gonna? I don't have anything else sharp.
No, but wait. Why did we need to do that?
What's the original
So that
purpose?
you can put Basil's core back
Yeah,
in the
you
body.
You just need a part of Basil's core to put it back in the body. And then
Oh,
it's good to
okay.
go.
I was...
Yeah.
And this was the time that you also saw the picture that is my current picture for the.
The very
That
private
no
picture.
one else has seen.
Yep, except me.
Yep. And Zahir was not allowed to see it because Noxia was kind.
You didn't even... You tried to not let me see it, but I still saw it because I have enough wisdom to look over people's shoulders.
Don't worry about it.
So, after that, and everyone was back to normal, sort of, Tony had a heart-to-heart with Thorby, tried to make amends with everything that was happening. Didn't ask too many... No one asked any questions about the whole rebellion thing on Ohiri. That just kind of skated under the rug.
Yeah, no. Well,
That's
I
not
couldn't
cool,
ask
man.
because Thorby would fucking kill me, literally, if I did.
Yeah. So then you guys went to Chifus, which Chifus is the conglomerate's like nature preserve planet. It's where you go when it's like that entire planet is preserved to be completely full of life and nature and plants and animals and all that bullshit. So that's nice. You went there because you were like, okay, these all-powerful alien beings that are these dogs probably need to be offloaded somewhere. Probably need to figure that one out.
I suppose.
Yes. Just so I don't have nukes in my pocket all the time.
It does help when you don't have nukes in your pocket,
I mean,
And
I
then-
think that's fun.
obviously.
Uh-huh.
There's no crater on Ohiri to your fun. And so resume that, getting a refuel, and then releasing these dogs. And they find you guys get to experience this planet. It's basically, in terms of the wildlife, it's Australia, where the wildlife is fucking enormous. Because I believe you guys passed through a snow outpost that told you, hey, watch out for these giant snow worms that come out of the
Yeah,
ground and
that's
just
where we
eat shit's
landed.
whole.
I did
Yeah.
not know
Didn't
about
we
that
theorize
because I
that
wasn't here for
term?
the entrance of this planet.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
In the Arctic part, yeah, they were. Someone told the party that was like, "Oh yeah, and if you're flying out this way, watch out. There's these giant worms that pop out of the ground and try to eat everything."
I had no clue.
Yeah.
Nice beach day about half an hour later.
Yeah, about half an hour later, you just went through a forest, and the dogs found a nice beach day. The really nice boy Aquila dove into the lake and came out the size of a blue whale. It happens.
And then Kindred found were they like radioactive plants or something?
I think Basil found those.
Yeah, that wasn't Kindred that found it. That was just Basil looking for new plants to put in the
I know
hydroponic
Basil
system.
Basil
ate
essentially
them.
saw the planet and was like, okay, I'm going to take as many plants as I can.
But then
So
Kindred
Lee asked-
ate them and liked them. Remember
Yeah,
that?
Kindred ate them because they had the same effect as the car batteries for
Mhm.
Kindred. So basically, you found a nice home for them.
Yes.
And then I had a nice goodbye. A lot of people said, "Oh, hey, hi, Kindred," for the first time because I've never met you.
Hello, evil dog.
And then everyone went back to the ship and was just trying to figure out the next move. And I think this is the point where Thorby said bye and was going
Yeah,
to get a
'cause
ship
we
back
had-
to Ohiri.
We had called some people
The
from the
triplets.
Dividers.
Oh yeah, you called the triplets from the Dividers.
Yep. To come pick up Thorby for us.
Because they were also off planet at the time.
So they were fine without the Sneeple stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When did we...
So yeah,
Wait, I'm gonna try and
and
say this vaguely. When did we learn about that one guy from Echo?
way later.
Way late? Okay, just making sure.
Way later. Yeah, you guys did not give a fuck about Echo Squadron for a very long time.
I yeah.
So then we went on just the party trying to figure out, all right, what do we do next? And you remember that whole thing where Zahir just kind of said no to saving their species and their entire family and all that stuff? Where it's like, hey, we're being attacked, come help. And Zahir's like, hey guys, Shadow stabbed a hut. And everyone's like, what? And Zahir's like, I don't know. and that was the extent of the conversation.
Uh-huh.
So I decided, okay, we're gonna make this a little more direct. So,
So clearly isn't taking a hint.
Fucking help us!
so Zahir's sister showed up, tracking them down, and said, "Hey, rest of the party, my dumbass brother was told to come help. Did you guys know this?" Everyone else said, "No," and he was like, "Okay, will you help?" And they were like, "Yes."
Didn't she almost? She almost killed Basil.
Yeah, because Basil. So I believe the order of events was Basil found the
He
drug
was
fruit.
high.
Yeah, Basil found the drug fruit,
Oh.
and Zahir wanted to try the drug fruit. Zahir tried the drug fruit. Then he ran and teleported. Well, you gave drug fruit to a being that can rapidly teleport like a spasmatic, and then then Zahir just teleported into the forest, and then you
He
went.
also sure did have grenades.
Yep.
Oh, beans! I forgot.
And then I believe Zahir hallucinated that they were in a snowball war,
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yep, that's correct.
but in reality the snowballs were grenades.
Yes.
So there was a large portion of forest that was destroyed.
Yeah, that one's on me.
How many craters have you left behind so
A
far?
lot. It's my signature.
Most people
When
just
that's
leave a
when-
calling card or something.
I mean, to be fair, that is how your sister found us. They just followed the path of
Yeah.
destruction behind us.
It wasn't
That's how
hard to
you
track.
know.
I think Basil was trying to be responsible for here.
Yeah. So then Zajala, which is Zahir's twin sister, showed up, said, "Oh, this crazy robot's blowing shit up around my brother," tried to attack Basil. And Basil was like, "No, your brother's just crazy as fuck." And they're like, "Oh, true."
LOL, yeah.
I think I was there for that, because remember having to cover Basil.
I think you got there after because Basil was hanging up by their feet for a good, like,
Oh, yeah.
solid chunk of time.
So, oh god, again, it gets hazy from this point. Does anyone else remember what happened exactly?
Yeah. So after that whole situation calmed down, they all came back, and we were explained what happened, what's going on, and that we need to go to the place. And to be fair, we all assumed that the issue at hand, because the way it was explained, was that magic shit was going bad because Zahir wouldn't take the throne. That's what it felt like, the way it was phrased sounded like. So we're like, oh, so if just someone else takes the throne, it'll be fine, but everyone thinks it needs to be Zahir. No, it's not. That's not exactly what happened at
Not
all.
quite.
But
This is
that's
also
just
when
the
you
way-
guys. This is also when you guys first learned that Zahir was the heir to a throne.
Yeah, that's also true. And
Yeah, Zahir forgets that himself, so, you know.
Neo, oh, we forgot. Neo put a dead switch button in a suit that she gave to Zahir.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah!
Because this comes
You did do that.
important here. So it's like, oh, so if everyone thinks Zahir is like, we fake his death or something, you could take the throne because you seem like a much more reliable, responsible leader.
Intelligent, wise,
intelligent,
competent.
not murder hungry. The list goes on. You would be a better
Reasonable.
leader. So Neo pulls out a gun, points it at Zahir's head, clicks the dead switch at the same time she pretends to fire the gun, so it looks like she just shot Zahir in the head.
That's-
May have almost died, had
It-
a blade at her throat, and she's just like, it's fine, it's fine. It's
It
fine,
wasn't the best way to show what you could do, in hindsight.
It's fine. But my point, the reason I did it that way was to prove that even this trained killer could believe that he was dead if I did it.
So what happened next?
I think this is.
You guys tried to bury Zahir in my hydroponics system, which does not have any dirt, so you just set him in a bucket of water.
Oh yeah, 'cause he's definitely out for
So-
a while from that.
Yeah. I mean, after this point, it was just a lot of okay, Thorby goes back. I know that happens, and we head to actually Mauve because our ship can't get. Okay, I'll move the map. This is Zahir's planet down here, Kaja. and this is us up here. So in order to make the jump, we have to go to
Hey,
Mauve.
Okay. Kaja was perfectly covered by your Pokemon screen.
Oh, well. There we go. That's Kaja.
Real quick, can someone tell me how to spell
Oh, that's a Parker question.
This
Zajala?
Yes.
Sister.
In the journal.
I'm trying to access the journal, but Roll20 will not let me on.
Is
There
it
you go.
Z-I-J?
There it is.
Zajala.
It is Zijalla.
Yay! I was spelling it right, and I don't have to go correct.
Okay. So yeah, this is
Perfect.
Kaja. This is Minda. This is Mauve. And this is us. So we have to make several jumps to get there. So we head to Mauve after letting Thorby split. And I think at this point, actually, Noxia heads with the Watchers because the Watcher came here once we let them go. Pretty sure this is when
Yeah, and then-
Noxia split.
And then Noxia essentially went into Watcher training camp.
Yeah, the Watcher came back, said, "Good job with the dogs," and then Noxia was like, "I want to learn more," and then he was like, "Okay," and then they teleported away.
Yes. And then I eventually picked up playing Zajala.
Yeah, then Morgan took over playing Zahir's sister for a while.
That was an interesting accent.
Yeah. I honestly don't remember it anymore.
It was
Neither
like a
do
bad
I.
Russian accent.
It was like Russian. Not sure what else.
It was foreign.
Eastern
That's the only way to
Asian.
classify
Yeah.
it.
I'm gonna be honest, actually. It says in chat, long campaign.
Not American.
I think it's so long because so much happens in like one session. Like that whole prison thing was like that planet. I think it was only like 2 sessions.
Yeah.
It was.
It was not long.
Yeah.
It's just we have a lot to say about certain sessions, and then other sessions pass by where it's like, yeah, we do this and this, and that's it.
Yeah, this does seem long, probably because this is the first time we've really sat down and talked about it since it actually happened.
Actually, it was 4 sessions.
Okay.
Good lord.
Wait, four
Yeah, I
sessions.
mean, this is a campaign that's been going on since 2019.
Yes.
No, it's 2018.
Maybe 20. Fuck.
It's 18.
Let
So
me-
that's when I moved to.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
no.
long time.
been going
Oh.
on too long, and Zahir is still alive.
It's
Yeah,
been going on for
Zahir's still alive. What the
3
fuck,
years.
Yeah, what's up? I've been trying my best to get Zahir killed.
I mean,
Everyone's been trying their best to get to you. Phil.
I can just activate the heat death of the universe off screen.
No, but that
I
kills everyone.
suppose, but that's not fun.
It's fun for Parker.
You gotta make an effort, Parker. Jesus.
The effort's the hard part.
Yeah, for
The
hard
effort is
part.
trying to kill Zahir.
It's
He is
difficult.
making an effort.
Look, you almost blew up in a prison. How much more direct can it get?
Like, I want to point out that Sophie simultaneously tried to make a character that would die quickly, but also make an immortal character. So this is
Yes.
a very weird conundrum we have put ourselves in.
But anyways, we head to Mauve at this point. This
Yeah.
this is supposed to be just an intermission. It was 1 session. So
Yeah, it's kind of like
It was a
break.
shopping episode.
Yeah.
we head there and we head to a weapon store. So we aren't
We do a
actually
space
on
station.
Mauve.
Yeah.
We're on a space station because Mauve itself is quarantined. It's just like locked off. We can't get to the planet. So we're on a space station, which is just a gas station or a mall. And
You essentially went to a space strip mall.
yes. And we go to a weapon store where we get Tony a cool bow. And I don't think I got anything.
Tony was finally like, maybe I should learn how to use a weapon.
I don't think I got anything. And we found out Basil and Lee didn't know that encumbrance was a thing.
Oh yes.
Basil got a heavy
I knew
machine
it was
gun.
a
That's what
thing.
brought
Didn't
this
know how
up.
it would work.
Basil got a heavy machine gun. That's what brought this up.
So this whole time, Basil has been carrying around like an assault rifle, several pistols, like
No,
grenades.
several assault rifles.
Several
laser
assault-
rifles.
It's a
Oh
lot.
my god! If
And then tried to
Roll20
pick
will
up
let-
this minigun,
I
and
will
that's
all my
when when Lee finally found out. No, you can't just hold all of this shit at once.
You know, I've got it, Lee. I'll list them all off.
Oh, thank
I've
you.
got one here. So we've got a knife. We've got laser. We've got several laser pistols. We've got the PABE. We've got a mag pistol. We've got a plasma projector. We've got a mag rifle. We've got several laser rifles. We've got the heavy machine gun. And that's just their guns. Then there's the rest of their inventory, like the ammo for all of these things, their compad, their backpack, their goggles.
So, I also want to point out this is another point in a long-running trend of me pleading with Lee to just sell some of their guns. You don't need all of that.
But what if they did?
Don't. They don't.
That was literally the argument. I don't know how it was solved, but
It
I
wasn't!
literally. I know it wasn't. I know that wasn't solved, but let me finish the sentence. When it came up, because what happened was, Lee didn't bring it up. I was just happened to be looking at Basil's sheet, because I was like, man, a heavy machine gun's got a lot of encumbrance weight. I wonder how much space Basil has left. And it was like
-50.
the most they had. Their limit was 10. It was like 25 over 10. Was the number I saw, and I was like, excuse me?
Oops.
So I literally just brought it up. Everyone was like, what the fuck? And then I said, I can't retcon anything. I can't rectify this because I don't know how far back this goes. So I'm just going to say, Basil, you suddenly realize you can't walk. Your shit is too heavy. That's all I did. And then Basil was left to figure it out.
Yeah, fun times.
Fun times. So, I think we just fucking cart all of your stuff off to the ship.
I think you just distributed it between your party members.
But then we also, there was a thing on the board. This is the second time we saw this too, of the was it the Diamond Collective? Pink Diamond Collective.
Yeah.
And I finally said, "Hey guys, let's go check this place out, cause it's neat." Anyone want Lee? You want to explain how that went, Parker? That was a fun time.
So
I only
they had
remember
a
one thing
handy
from
dandy
this.
little necklace in there that was a little locket picturing.
To be clear, this is what this was a company that collects and salvages old world tech and sells it on the market or keeps it to study.
So think like the collector from the Marvel movies. Like,
yeah, was
but
what
more
I based it off
yeah,
of.
more technology-ish than bio stuff, but yeah, kind of the same like vein of creepy.
So, yeah, then Basil found, hey, they have a necklace I used to have that has like, and the reason they have it is because it has a little vial that was just like some souvenir dirt from Earth. But it was dirt from Earth, which like, nope, no one, not anyone in this sector or many others have ever even seen Earth. There's a lot of people who don't know Earth exists because of how far in the future this is and how disconnected everyone is now. And these people were like, holy fuck, this is dirt from Earth. And then Basil was like, hey, that's my necklace. Can I have it back?
Yes, essentially.
What'd you give them in exchange?
I sure did give them a lot of
It was information.
data.
Information. Yeah.
Yeah, I said I
remember
it was like
the author of
how
Pinky
about
going out.
logs of life on like a hydroponic station above Earth.
Yeah, they also made a lot of creepy comments, just like something about like Neo's cybernetics, and this said something about my cybernetics, and we're like, I'm not giving my fucking legs. What the fuck?
Oh yes, one of the notes that I do have is Basil wants the necklace, but we can only give it up for either Space Rocks we don't have, Lex's legs and glove, Tony's finger, or some info.
Tony's finger.
Tony's finger.
I remember it was
Buddy.
Because they just wanted stuff that they hadn't seen before. That's really all they wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the necklace, and then we left.
And then you did have to tell them you were a true AI.
Yeah, they know. They know.
I didn't tell them, but they know, and so then I was running through the station like, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, no. And the other thing is like the way that they disappeared was really weird. So as soon as we did this trade, the dude like backs off into the shadows, and we run away, and we turn around and it's gone.
The whole
The
room was
storefront
empty.
is gone.
The storefront was gone.
So that was freaky.
It was freaky. There's also a lot of other cool stuff that you guys got to see in there to potentially get.
Yeah.
That's where I put all my weird, like, mad science items. Yeah, full deck said gravity don't work until you look down, and you can carry infinite stuff until you realize you can't.
True.
Gravity doesn't work until the DM checks your character sheet.
You can get away with
Yeah.
anything until someone tells you can.
So
Dang.
that was pretty much the end of Mauve.
Yeah,
Right?
we left.
I think that I don't think any.
I think we went to
don't think
Korean
anything else,
barbecue and then just said fuck it.
Oh, we jumped to Space Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah, that's the next
yeah,
planet.
that's what came next. So then we took a trip over to Minda, which the area above. So the reason why Kaja, Zahir's home planet, is so rarely visited is because to get there you have to jump to Minda first. And the problem with Minda, it has a lot of like magnetic waves that just are constantly emitting in the space around it. So jumping at light speed through that area is fucking dangerous. Hence the reason why the gang jumps out and is like, "Hey, there is a massive, like, this planet has a belt around it, but that belt's not rocks. It's like wreckage of ships."
We also had to make a plan when we saw that we had to take fuel from Minda because we didn't have enough fuel to sort of head here, head to Kaja, head back. We had to make that plan, I remember.
Yeah.
It was too much. So do you want me to try and explain?
Yes.
Okay. So
Do you even have to ask that question?
So when we were doing this, we basically lined up to a mostly as intact as we could get to ship. That we could possibly siphon fuel from. Step one was to obviously get in, and from the dock connect not connecting. We had to go into the ship and find sort of their fuel canister, whatever. I don't know what it's called. Storage engine.
One of those things.
One
sure.
of those words. And it was me, Basil. Who else came? It was me, Basil, and the robot. What's Jeeves?
IB88.
Yeah, I think Zahir calls him Jeeves.
I think
Call
that's
him
correct.
Chives.
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 Yeah, it was me, Basil, and Chives.
The assassin droid that worships you as a god because you advertised a cult.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have this murder robot that is a cultist for Zahir. For Zahir, not with Zahir. I'd like to emphasize. But yeah, we find out that the engine room is basically a bit fractured, but it has enough canisters, so we send in the two robots, Basil and Chives, to get some for our ship, and I stay on the outside. And I get a good distance. And unfortunately, Basil doesn't make a good enough handling check to basically move this radioactive uranium, this unstable uranium, and has to make a daring escape to leave this ship before it fucking blows up because we bonked the wall. So then we have to find another ship. Then we have to find a second one. I think on this ship is when I pick up the black box. Right?
What black box?
That's the not the black box, but like the compad thing.
Oh,
Yeah, you picked.
yeah, the cracked compad,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the jailbroken.
The what's it called?
That's why I call it the black box. I can't remember what it was like actually called.
But yeah, you basically found a compad that was like, hey, this is basically like the supreme hacker tool.
Yeah, I didn't understand that it wasn't an automatic hack, but rather it was just a super cool tool for hackers.
Yeah,
That's
you were
my
like,
B.
the whole argument was like, you were like, yeah, but I could use this. You're already really good. I could use this. And then Neo was like, how are you going to use it?
I thought it was
And
just
that was
like
the
an
entire
auto.
argument.
I thought it was an auto breakthrough.
It was
And
a
that
fun. It was a fun
That
moment.
was my bad.
My bad. My bad, man.
That's my B. I'm not smart. But then we
No.
successfully get fuel.
Male
Without-
and female port.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in order to do this, we had a conversation where Parker said, "Okay, how do you explain it just RP wise how to do this?" And I was like, "Okay, so you gotta connect the male port to the female port." And I just went on a fucking tangent, just going like, "It's okay, we're all adults here. You can call them penis and vagina."
No, they're literally called male and female ports.
No,
I don't know,
it's
Kai,
okay.
you
We're
allowed to say that
adults.
on stream?
We've said way worse on stream. We've
Yeah.
said simp on stream. Thank you very much.
Hey,
Suddenly, Kai's Twitch channel shuts
Just
down.
goes black.
They're coming for it. You
Cool.
just get the FBI.
But yeah, that was pretty much Mauve. We got fuel, blew up one of the crash ships, and got some cool stuff. Never actually went down to Mauve because this place was already dangerous enough, and made our way to Kaja. If you want to explain what we see, Parker.
Pretty much.
Ah!
It's me.
Okay, the thing was just called a black slab.
The black slab, okay.
Yeah, that was really funny.
Sorry, I was trying to get the thing on my phone so that I could actually be in chat because for some reason it's not working on my computer.
Oh, you're fine. Just one of my favorite arguments is still Kai just be like, but I could use this, and the rest of us are like, how? And it's just because we have different definitions of what's going on right now.
No, I'm dumb. I'm stupid, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm stupid too, Kai. Don't worry.
I'm playing a stupid character in campaign 2, and it'll fit. It'll fit my brain cells.
Mm-hmm. So you get to Kaja, and as you come out of the lightspeed jump into the system where Kaja is, you start to see that there's a lot of planets that. At first, you see one, it's like, wow, that's weird, and then you see there's multiple planets and planetoids that look almost honeycombed. They look like they've been burrowed through. And then you get to Kaja, and you get to literally the planet. And Kaja is a very Earth-like planet. It's very lush. It's got water. It's got a good atmosphere. And you see that half of it has this like almost black slime thing that's like clinged to it, like Galactus.
The bad
And
movie
you guys are.
Galactus.
And this is literally where you guys. This is literally, I think, the point where I think Kai said, like, "Hey, Zahir, I think this is a bigger problem than you thought."
I'd also. No, I'll put on that later. But yeah, this is like this is bad. But I was gonna say I think I was like one of the few people that was paying attention when you said that there were multiple holes in the planet. Because the whole time people were like, we got time. The planet will be fine. And I'm like,
No, we didn't. That's not what we were thinking. All of us forgot that each of these hexes are systems. So each one, or I mean not systems, but they're quadrants. So they have multiple planets within them, not just the one big planet that's on there. So when Parker was describing all these other planets, we thought that was just this planet. So a lot of us didn't realize that there's like more than just Kaja in that sector or whatever it's called, the little region. So yeah, we noticed that there was a bunch of planets being eaten alive basically, and we thought that was just happening on this planet.
Yeah, we have stepped up from Prison Break to Galactus. That's currently our power level right now.
Hey, can I make you guys can I give you guys an existential crisis real quick?
Go for it.
This is the session that took place on March 21st, 2020. You know what happened around then?
Oh no, this is it?
Uh-huh.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god, it was essentially a pandemic on a planet?
Uh-huh.
And then,
Uh-oh.
oh my god, the other planet was in quarantine?
Uh-oh.
I didn't do this
Parker.
on purpose. I did not start COVID.
Parker did it. Blame him.
I did not eat a bat.
Blame Parker.
Everything's Parker's
It's all his
fault.
fault.
COVID came from Mob.
Oh, look at that heat death of the universe closing in.
Oh, it's getting faster. Entropy,
Oh,
no.
I can't believe Parker is saying that COVID's going to be the heat death of the universe.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, predictions.
This is one of those situations where I just don't win, isn't it?
No.
Yep.
Sorry, we're trash rats.
That's yeah. I have accepted that. So yeah, you gotta get this sense, like, and basically this is like, the power level of our problem has stepped up significantly. God, the way things happen now are again hazy to me.
I know vaguely the first part. Okay.
Okay, go for it.
So we land on the planet. Don't land next to the city because I think Chirizi and said something like, "Don't. They'll shoot us or something if they see all this tech because they hate tech."
Oh, but you're
Not
easy.
crazy.
Oh, sorry.
Zijala.
These names get hard. Zijala. Look, the names get
Jesus,
really
Z's.
hard soon. There's a lot of Z's going around. Just
Oh.
buckle up.
Wasn't this like
Exempian.
the second time we used drop pod?
Yeah, I think so.
So yeah, we a ways from the main city, the capital. We land in a forest, and I believe Zahir and Zajala get teleported over there, and the rest of us have to fucking walk.
Yeah,
Which
I think you
sucks.
mentioned it, but I'm going to set the setting of the players are aware of this now, and I think I described this before. But this planet, its people are very proud and do not like the advancement of technology. They know it exists, so it is not like
It's not like
against
the
the
other-
mandate of all this stuff to interact with them. They know higher technology exists. They just actively don't want it. They want to stay. They have this very feudal Japan looking thing going on, and they just want to stay that way. Go ahead, Kai.
But
I just
yeah,
wanted to add that to the setting.
they eventually get to the city, and then eventually we get to the city after having to walk there because Zahir's just like, "We're heading there now," and then leaves us.
Mm-hmm.
And we basically start slowly learning about Zahir from the various people because obviously they all recognize him. And we hear all these stories about how chaotic he was as a kid and everything. And we start also learning about the main problem as we head to the palace, the capital. And in there, we meet Zahir's father, Zol, and the various heads of the government, and Zahir's ex-girlfriend, Jarizi, who is
Ex-fiance.
ex-fiance. Yeah, I got that close.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Zahir left her standing at the altar.
complicated.
Literally
Zahir left her
standing at the altar.
Yeah.
But yeah.
This was an arranged marriage. This is not Zahir's fault. It is a little his fault.
It's
That was a
entirely
shitty
his
thing to
fault.
do. Well, okay.
Let's be clear. But yeah, after a meeting where I'm pretty sure most of it was just Zol yelling at us, but also telling us about the problem, we find out that this thing has basically been eating all of the life on the
yeah.
planet.
Here's Zol, buff ass cat dad.
Yes, that's Zol. But all this stuff has been eating everything on the planet, and we also learn from one of the advisors that there's like this tale, basically, that if 3 of the members of the royal family go to a place that's been long lost and do a ritual that's been long lost, they can awaken a guardian of the planet. As we've been told so far, this is all hundreds of years of tales. Hundreds. It's been long lost. That's a detail for later. Keep that in mind. But we eventually get interrupted by the town being attacked, which we have to go and fight. And among other things that happen in this fight, Basil dies, but their body dies, not their true AI part.
Basil took too many hits because
Yes.
they got real obsessed with the heavy machine gun and didn't want to slash
Because-
couldn't.
Because again, Basil can only die when the core dies, so it's just Basil's body that basically turns into a bunch of scrap.
Yeah, this wasn't a fight defending the walls against these creatures, right?
Yes.
Okay, what were these creatures?
Basically, they were freaky. Like, not even like xenomorphs, but like, you know the Half-Life 2 enemies? The crab things? Imagine that, but like even worse. Or like the Flood from Halo.
These were like gel creatures. They're
Yeah.
made out of like tar and shit.
And
Yeah,
we
you said,
found...
Like, think
They were kind of like
Venom.
blood.
And we
yeah,
found
like
out...
Venom, but liquidy. More liquidy than that.
We also found out what makes this creature so deadly was that you can't cut them. You have to kill them either with blunt force or with something that just burns them.
You can't let them bleed.
Blood will revive other
Explosions.
bodies. Explosions work.
You let Zahir deal with them, and he did great.
Lexus can kick them. That's fine.
Okay, what happens if they do bleed?
If they do bleed, other members of them that were dead come back to life. Like some revival splooge. Yep.
I'm gonna leave the call now. Actually, that was too much.
Revival.
Yes.
Those were quite the adjectives.
Those were the adjectives I chose.
All right, continue.
But yeah, we lived the fight. We give Zahir back his grenade launcher because at some point we took all of his guns from him for some reason. I don't know why. I wonder why. Oh, it's crazy. Why would we ever do that? But yeah, and we end up going back to the palace and making a plan that we will head to... Like, this is going to summarize a lot what happened because there was a lot of talking. But we...
By the way, did you ever describe who Jaritzi is?
I mean,
and, like, how she was?
I don't have a picture. She's creepy. Also a cat.
And super fucking good at killing things.
Very good at killing
Crazy.
things.
Like you get like hyenas from
Lion King?
Lion King kind of vibes.
Here's this.
Yeah, there she is.
Yeah, she had quite the voice that apparently was one of my better voices.
Oh yeah.
Hot.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. She made everyone extremely uncomfortable, and that was my intention.
Yeah. Uncomfortable in multiple different facets of the word.
Alright. Anyways.
Isn't this around the time that Parker had Tony start rolling mental?
Yes. When Tony landed on the planet, Tony had to make a mental save, succeeded, and then we said, okay, moving on. And all of us were like, what the fuck? Okay.
That moment when your DM says, hey, make a save, and you pass it, and they're like, all right, and continue. Then you just don't know what happened.
Yep, that happened several times on this planet. But anyways, so to summarize a lot of talking that happened, we made a plan with Zol, but also with this advisor. The plan presented to Zol is we would take an outpost, and we would send a bunch of troops there and secure the outpost for like a forward attack on this goop stuff, these things at the heart, and kill it. The actual plan that we didn't tell Zol and worked with the advisor is we would head to this outpost specifically because it's roughly near where we think the ritual site is to awaken the Guardian. And we would head there, and while scouting the area, find out if we can awaken the Guardian and save the planet, because Zol doesn't think it's going to work, or whatever. He doesn't want to do it. So we're going to do it instead.
You guys also have the pressure of, like, the population is almost nothing at this point.
The
Like,
capital?
It's in the thousands. The capital is the only population.
Yeah, the capital is it. This is the only city left on the whole planet. Coincidentally, it's on the other end of the
sorry.
world. And yeah, because we didn't go sooner.
So this is where Zahir's like highest body count comes from, is like waiting.
This is
Yeah.
like
I
indirect.
guess if we're gonna count this, but like, come now.
I don't
Well, that's what
really.
the discussion was before, is if do you
Come now,
count this
don't
against
do
Zahir?
this.
If you do, Zahir wins.
What?
I don't just because it's indirect. Basil very much just killed those people. Zahir
Yeah,
just
this
was
wasn't-
indirect.
Zahir's was just neglect. Basil
Yeah.
directly ran a city.
Okay, I
in
want to
the-
point out though, you can still get arrested for neglecting your animals.
Yes, but we were
Well,
counting
yes, I-
manslaughter and war crimes.
Well, okay. No one could directly charge Zahir with this crime because it was just a
His
little
whole
break.
family does.
Well,
whether or not
that's not
that's
enough
true.
witnesses.
Anyways,
There's a royal family. I think there's their witness out
There's a
goes
lot of
up a
witnesses.
little
The only reason I'm not going to count it against Zahir is because Basil did what Basil did, knowing the result. When Zahir just fucked off, he did not know exactly what was happening.
Yes.
but yeah,
Basil knew a lot of people were about to die.
we
Basil fucking snap.
yeah, Basil made bad decisions. We so yeah, we head to the outpost at this point, and our plan is to just using our drop pod that the ship has to ferry like a dozen or two teams at a time, back there and back until we're ready, because Zol doesn't want to just leave the capital undefended.
So who was sent along with you as like
We
to keep an
sent
eye on you?
with Jarizi, fun Jarizi, to watch us and make sure anything bad doesn't happen, because we do a lot of bad things.
Therese
So
also didn't trust you at
Yeah.
all.
So, aside from, we had a fight clearing the outpost and everything, but nothing too crazy happened until we eventually had to make a plan to try and find the ritual site without Jarizi knowing either, because Jarizi would rat us out or kill us or something, and we were all completely terrified of Jarizi.
Probably kill you.
Oh, also,
Probably kill us
alternate
and rat us out at the
time,
same time.
Basil is a little drone body.
That's right. We got
Yeah.
at this point we got a backup body for Basil, and it's one of
Which-
Neo's drones.
One of Neo's little like attack drones. So Basil's just floating around hating life right now.
So
And at one point, Jarizi thought Zahir wanted to fuck the drone, and Zahir pointed at it and said, "That's a lesbian."
that moment
That
comes
became-
later, but that did happen.
That is
Oh,
a
fuck,
great
rip.
piece of art.
I remember the session that happened because that was like the big session.
Yeah, I remember everyone lost their minds.
It was pretty funny.
You just pointed at a drone. You pointed at like a fucking Amazon delivery drone and said, "That's a lesbian."
That's because Lee was fine. Lee's fault. I blame Lee.
Here, let me.
But anyways.
I think I found the picture. Let's see. Yeah, I did.
I'll pull
Oh,
up the
can you
picture.
see? Okay. Yeah, that's exactly it.
There we go. This is the moment. This is it. That's a lesbian. That is a lesbian right there. I
was
just need everyone to
making
know.
sure everyone, I'm just giving, I'm helping out context clues.
All right, Kai. What happened next? You
So,
guys
yeah.
established this outpost.
Yeah, we established the outpost, and like I said, we're trying to formulate a plan to scout for the ritual site without Teresi knowing. And the plan was Tony would be the only one left behind to act as Zahir. And
Transform into Zahir and pretend
I
to be
think-
Zahir.
part of the deal we made with Zol for all of this was to have Zahir marry Jarizi after all. So Tony had to act as Zahir.
No, that wasn't part of this. I don't think.
I
that
know
comes
what happens
later.
later, but I thought like that's what Tony had to act like through it.
Well, I think what happened was Jarizi was just sent along just because she was the current acting like High General, and what happened like when Tony transformed into Zahir was alone with Jarizi. Jarizi basically intimidated them, and Tony said, "Yeah, sure, I'll marry you." Because in Molly's words,
Right.
Tony didn't have to deal with this later. This is a Zahir problem.
That's how it
I
happened.
forgot that's how that
Tony
happened.
made the promise to do it.
This isn't my issue anymore.
Sophie, you're realizing your marriage is built on layers of lies.
So many
Yeah, that's
layers of
correct.
lies.
That's the only way I would want it, though.
All right. Okay. Anyways,
Okay.
so yeah, as Tony is
marriage, the leading
talking their way out of being stabbed, and later letting Zahir be stabbed, we find what we think is the ritual site. It's just like an abandoned town on the edge of a cliff, and we begin to explore it. I remember one of the scenes was I walk into like a room because we had split up in this place, and I'm the one that found the room we needed to find, and was basically as Park was describing, I was like, what do you guys think this is? And then they're like, no one's there. I'm like, oh fuck, no one's there. No one's here. And I had to like call him. I'm like, guys, I found it. Because I was exploring. I was exploring the room, and I forgot that no one else was there with me. So
We had
yeah,
a few laps, like brain power for over a couple sessions.
yeah. What do you mean a couple sessions?
All right, well, I'm trying to give you some credit.
I don't think. But yeah, we eventually deduce that this is kind of the site. We got a really weird cave mural with some poorly drawn pictures of stuff that was hard to tell. There was like clouds and stuff. It was really weird. And eventually we find our way into more of the like, here, if I scroll up on this picture, we find our way more into here in the actual side of the mountain and find what we end up believing is the actual site for the ritual. Now,
There was a that was fun.
right, I believe Zahir touched. Oh, it was a big open room. First off, it was just a massive open room, and there was what was in the center of the room? I know there was like a big mural on the wall, but something was also in the
There
center.
was like
of the room.
some.
Oh, the kaleidoscopes.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, like bowls or something.
Yeah, there were like pyre bowls that were
Yeah.
just like in the ground.
So there's like pyre bowls in the ground, this big mural on the wall. I think Zahir touched the wall, I believe, and Zajala touched the wall. And this is
Yeah.
when we get a big lore dump, but right before that happens, I think I touch the wall, and I fail a save and go blind for a bit.
Yep.
And I'm like,
You were also deaf because of lighting the fire.
right, and I was like, what? I can't see, I'm here! What happened?
This is now Helen Keller.
I'm like, we're having this intense moment, I'm like, what?
Every time there is a very serious moment, something is ruining it. Every time.
So yeah, so what's the serious? What was the serious moment? Now that we've established the scene.
So the twins, at this point played by Sophie and Morgan, basically were transported mentally to just this misty vision where they looked and talked to someone named Koga, who is another cat person of this race. But what they learn is Koga is the guardian that the legend speaks of. And what they learned even further, because this was a big lore dump, what they learned even further was that actually, I don't think they learned this until the next vision. I think what they
Nope.
learn now is that Koga was very tired and could only be awoken by the blood of 3 royals, essentially.
It wasn't. I'll point out. It wasn't specifically. Well, it was kind of blood, but it was more people that were royal,
Yeah.
which is
Being-
what leads to the next part of the plan.
They deduced that people who were who were royalty need to be there. They need 3 royals there. They had 2, they needed a 3rd because Koga couldn't talk to them otherwise.
Mm-hmm. And that brings us back to Zahir getting married.
So
Yep.
So there were several plans put forth. I believe one of them was just going back and praying to God that Zahir and Zajala's dad would just go along with it. That was definitely the bottom of the barrel in terms of what you guys were willing to try.
and I don't even
Yeah,
think we
because-
tried that.
Yeah, but,
No,
yeah,
you did
I
not.
didn't try it, but it was a backup plan because not only will we have to convince him that this is a good plan and that he should try it or just whatever, even just brain dead, give it a shot, worst case scenario, nothing happens. We'd also have to convince him to get in a drop ship, stay in my ship overnight because I only had one more drop left for the day, and then get dropped down the next day. So we would have to
He
convince
is
him.
very anti-technology.
Yeah, he's very
Very.
anti-tech, so he would never do that. Like, he hated me.
Yeah, he hated me too.
Yeah, he hated us half-tech users that are like, you should die if you can't use your tech. And I'm just sitting there like, all right, man, Jesus, fuck, fine.
And then, I think there was another plan proposed to just try and trick him into it. That one also didn't get talked about for very long. What was the final plan? Who wants to share what the last plan was? What the ultimate plan was?
I think okay. This session was kind of a blur for me. A lot happened. I think just kind of in the middle of everyone talking here, just went like, "Fuck it, I'll get married to Dreezy."
Because
And Parker was like, "Wait, hold up, you're gonna do what now?"
I did
the
not-
whole
you're
time.
Here, I have the course of events.
Okay.
So we start doing all these plans, and meanwhile, Tony talks to Breezy one-on-one and becomes her BFF.
Yeah.
Then there's a whole bunch of RP, and
Does anyone want to remind us what did Tony learn about Dreezy the longer they talked to Dreezy?
yeah, because that's important.
That
She wanted
Dreezy had
to
a
feel
very
love.
sad backstory of their mother being like basically Dreezy before Dreezy was Dreezy, and anytime Dreezy showed emotion, she would get super punished. And didn't her mom cut her throat? Or was it in battle that she got that?
I think it was her mom.
Yeah.
That
I
Which is
basically
why she-
Parker made me feel like such an asshole for leaving her at the altar.
Oh,
Right.
if you're gonna make a crazy bitch ex-girlfriend, I'm gonna make you regret it.
Yeah.
Oh, you did it. You didn't make me regret it, Parker. I'm thriving.
So yeah, she's had this creepy, scratchy voice this entire time, and we find out that the only reason she even sounds like that is because her mother cut her vocal cords, basically, like damaged them pretty badly. And we're like, well, shit.
Her mother had this thing because her mother was also like this crazy, demented super assassin. And her mother had this thing of telling her daughter, where it's like, hey, if you act like just, if you just act like this innocent girl, you are going to die in this life. There's nothing is going to go right for you. So basically, she did everything to take every part of that away from her to make her hardened.
Right. And wasn't the mom's other goal, like, if we toughen you up and prove you to the king, you'll marry Zahir? It was the idea. It was to
I
give
don't
her
think-
royalty. Or
I
the
don't think
general, or at least get the general position.
No, her mom had nothing to do with it. Dreezy did that on her own after her mom was out of the picture.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
'Cause
what
it-
I remember for like the whole marriage thing is I was talking with Parker and I was like, basically it's a tournament of all these crazy women killing each other for like who
Oh,
gets
yeah.
to marry Zahir.
Well,
And
it was.
Dreezy was the one who came out on top.
Well, it's like they weren't killing each other. It was just like it was a generally good. Think of like it's a festival. It was like this good thing of like
Like jousting tournament.
yeah. It was like it's like a knights tournament, but for samurai. And then all these women show up, these warriors, and they start to have these duels. And for the most part, it's fine. Like there's not a lot of blood drawn. And then we discussed it, and then we were like, yeah. Then Dreezy showed up and just starts tearing people apart, and is the winner by a long shot.
Yeah, it was lit. Honestly, I don't know how I didn't fall in love with her. Like right there.
I think you were too terrified of her at that moment.
To realize your love.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa!
Yeah, no, then we get sad backstory and we're like, all right, well, Zahir, you gotta marry her now. Everyone was mad.
And
Yeah, so
within,
Tony got backstory, and then Zahir got more backstory.
I wanted to point out at the end of the session when we got all this, Parker was like, yeah, I was gonna have you guys fight it, and pulled up a picture of just like the battlefield with Dreezy.
Oh, I
Yeah,
fully
that
expected
was
you guys
so
to fight Dreezy. I had no intention of Dreezy being on your side.
Oh
We
yeah,
were-
no. Instead, Tony planned a wedding, and
Yeah, that was Molly doing some bullshit, and then that was me saying, I don't give a fuck anymore, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, Parker planned a
Oh,
battle and Molly planned a wedding.
For
Yeah.
the wedding,
also
we
Alexis
decided
planned a
to
bachelor party.
help
Go
her
ahead.
make her wedding dress, and then
Oh.
we
Ah,
put the
Yeah, we
off
used-
switch in her wedding dress.
Yeah. Basically, he used Zahir's old suit that he took off after finding out that it had a dead switch in it. We're like, this is kind of the only piece of fabric we have. And it's also a good backup plan in case shit goes downhill when she finds out that we're half-assedly getting her married so that she can be the third royal. So just in case she finds out in a bad way, we're gonna have this off switch so that it doesn't matter.
You guys, Well, it's like this is also what a lot of people say is their favorite session is the wedding session. It's what a lot of people say is their favorite stars session.
It was good.
It was very good. There is this it went through this whole thing of Jarizi still didn't trust him.
So valid.
And then it goes through this
Very
whole
valid.
thing of Zahir just talking to her the entire night. And with in the beginning of that session, Sophie slash Zahir was like, okay, I'm gonna marry her just so we can get the thing done, and then I am out. We are leaving. And then you just kept talking to her, and then you actually at first you were telling her lies. You were rolling deception essentially.
Yeah. Yep.
You're telling her lies no, I regret it. I really want to be with you, all this stuff. And then she kept telling you more and more things. And then Sophie kept saying, Parker, what the fuck are you doing? Because those lies started to become true, where Sophie slash Zahir was really here okay, I actually want to be here for this woman. And it's just this weird thing that happened through this whole session.
I truly cannot tell you what happened that day and how this went down.
But yeah, and then everyone made Dreezy cry by giving her a flower crown and a wedding dress, and we're all like, "Here, you look beautiful," and she's just breaks down in tears. And we're like, "No, wait, stop!"
Yeah, meanwhile, Lexus and Zahir were getting wasted with some other guys.
Yeah,
you had a bachelor party.
We're getting wasted and playing Go Fit.
Yeah.
That's the classic.
Classic.
You guys had no guy friends around besides just the random ass soldiers.
Yeah,
So
that's correct.
you guys just put a group of them and said, "Hey, let's get drunk over Go Fish."
Yeah, maybe we should meet up with those soldiers again.
Well,
I think they're dead as hell.
Anyways,
That might be a little.
Flash forward, they're all dead.
spoiler, they're dead.
They're super.
well, that's
dead.
getting ahead of ourselves.
So, who wants to recount the wedding?
Oh, someone
I'll
else.
let
should.
one of you guys
I
do it.
can't do it.
Hey, Sophie,
I
can you
cried
remember the
entire-
wedding?
So to say, I cried the entire time. That's all I
Oh, boy.
remember.
I can do my best, but I'll be honest, I don't have a good memory.
If you want me to do it, I'll do it.
It was very sappy.
I mean, I think you would do a better job. I can give a vague description, but you'd probably have to go explain it anyway.
No,
I think I'm just gonna do it.
Okay, good call.
Keep it pure. Keep it pure.
Yeah, don't let me fuck it up.
So, what happened? There was a lot of effort gone through by Molly / Tony to plan this whole thing out because they were very excited for this turn of events. So the entire idea now was that the wedding place was actually going to take place in this ancient chamber, so that they could be there. And the plan was, for when they received this vision, for it to be everyone was supposed to act confused, oh God, what's happening? We have no idea what this would happen.
Oh, that's crazy. What? Something's happening.
So that was the idea. So
Marriage built on lies, homies.
marriage built
A lot
on
of
lies. So you go through with
worked
it.
out.
You do make the dress out of the Neo suit with a dead switch in it, because you guys if shit hits the fan, we're just gonna turn on the dead switch, and she's just gonna go catatonic and just plop on the ground.
Yeah, it was the just in case.
Just in case. It was the backup plan. And you guys went there. At this point, Jarizi was still not fully trusting you and was prepared for something to happen. And then you got up there. There was this whole trellis made with flowers. There was all people kind of dressed up. There was someone that came to officiate.
Yeah, it was
There
the
was
guy
this
that
whole
we
thing
were-
in the
Yeah,
chamber.
Zahir had fancy clothes on. He stole it from some rich
No,
ambassador.
it was the
who
guy that
supposed
we
to
made
be
the plan
helpful.
with to actually do this. He was the
Yeah,
official.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
The scholar
ambassador
guy.
the scholar that helped you guys make this entire plan was there, and you guys had him officiate, and Zahir also borrowed some clothes from him to get married in. So
He was a fancy boy.
Zahir, so I don't know if I'd actually told you this part. She was fully ready, still, that this was a trick, and that her mom was right, and that she needs to fight, and she had weapons in the dress. She was ready to go. And
I mean,
then
that's
the
so
thing,
fair.
the
Valid.
thing that stopped
She's
it.
valid.
It kind of
Valid.
was a trick. Half-assed.
I mean, it was a trick.
She
It
was
was a
right.
trick.
Not wrong.
Your mom was right.
Your mom was right.
So, but what happened then was Zahir said his vows first, and Sophie said the most heartfelt and sincere things that Zahir's ever said in his entire life. And we all of our jaws collectively hit the floor.
Oh,
We
no,
I
went-
don't remember
falling.
any of what I said.
Me neither.
I don't either. I just remember like, oh my god. So I remember I had you roll.
Everyone was very emotional.
I remember I had you roll, and it was basically a persuasion check, and you basically took it as, oh, how well did I deliver it, essentially.
Yeah.
But no, in reality, it was, do you convince her that you mean this and that she's not about to slice your throat? Because she was this close to backing
That'd
out.
be pretty dope.
She was this close to backing out, but you passed with flying colors, and then she said, like, just very short lines because she couldn't do much. Then you guys got married, and it was all amazing. And then, oh my god, these illusions are happening. Oh no,
what
Terezi,
the
we had no idea that this would happen.
Yeah, there's a lot of lying. There's a
Oh,
lot
God,
more
you're
lies.
stuck.
So a lot of
To be
my
fair,
god.
Everyone was so distracted by what was happening. No one asked us if we knew about it.
Yeah.
No one directly asked us to lie.
I
The
didn't
only
have to
time
lie,
that-
thank
Good
God.
point about it.
Well, the only times that deception checks actually had to be made was by Zajala and Zahir in the vision, because they were taking up like defensive stances, like, oh, we don't know what's
that's right.
happening.
Yeah.
And I made you guys roll for that, and you passed. So the bullshit lie held, and I want to note, to this day, Terezi does not know what actually happened that day.
She
Yeah.
knows about
dress?
The dress. That's it.
Yeah.
She does know about the
And,
dress.
okay, we're slowly gonna reveal all the fucked up shit throughout the marriage, because now she's fucking tied down.
Because
So,
Neo was like, felt really bad because Dreezy hadn't changed for however long after we got on the ship. So Neo was like, I'm gonna level with you and hope it doesn't get me killed.
Well, yeah,
And
it's
it
because she
worked.
said that she really liked the dress. It was the favorite thing she had ever been given.
Aw.
Mhm. I felt so bad, so I was like, let me fix something for you.
I believe when you did it, I think you rolled for persuasion just to be like, is she gonna be really pissed? But I think you rolled okay, and she was like, I would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah,
Yeah.
valid.
You know what?
Yeah.
You're a
Like,
wise
I hate
woman.
you. Yeah. So then Dreezy and Neo became BFFs, so we have this like little trifecta of BFFs with Dreezy now.
So then the big lore dump happens with Koga, because this second vision happens with Koga, where all three that are now of royalty, which is Zajala, Zahir, and Terezi. So you have three, so it wakes up Koga. But Koga tells them something that I don't think anyone thought was going to happen. I think this is the biggest left field twist I ever threw at them.
Oh,
yeah, we got angry at you.
You got angry.
Did you?
All got angry at you that session.
Yeah, we just had a beautiful wedding, and then you're like, haha. Jokes
Oh,
on
yeah,
you
no,
that
boys.
was
And we
good.
almost
Yeah, I lit a
murdered
cherry bomb and
your
dropped it
dad
down
over
the
it,
chimney.
too.
I wasn't angry.
I lit a cherry bomb and dropped it down the chimney of that happiness. Uh,
No,
So-
you lit a stick of pulled the pin on a grenade and dropped it down a mine shaft.
well, that's more equivalent.
All right, fellas.
So that happened. So Koga starts telling them, hey, this entire cat race has not been here for thousands of years like they think they have. They've been here for a little over 100 years. And we used to be a spacefaring pirate civilization. We killed people, we stole, we looted, and then we started turning on each other. And Koga said, like, she was their leader at the time. She was their leader, and she saw that they started turning on each other and was like, my people are going to die if I don't do something. So what she did is she found this planet, this uninhabited planet that was very lush and ready for a tough people to manage it. So she had her people land there, had all evidence of their past destroyed. All the weapons were destroyed, all the technology was destroyed, and basically systemically managed the information taught to their next generations so that they thought they were this like feudalistic race that has lived proudly on this planet and rejected technology for thousands of years. Because she thought that technology was what turned their people against them because their people are greedy.
I feel like I remember Sahir being super bummed out about this, being like, oh man, what the hell, y'all were pirates?
Yeah.
No, yeah,
would've
Zahir
been
was
great.
really upset about a lot of things after the wedding. Let's be honest.
Well, yeah, well, there was a lot, but he was just like, man, I would have done great with you guys.
And then Koga told them, and being on this planet, Koga found this power on this planet, which essentially made Koga one with the life of the planet, which is why she is now this like fog-like being. So Koga said, but Koga then told you, I can't do anything about the plague that's here now. It's too strong now. You need to take our people and leave.
Yeah,
Like that's what Koga said.
Mm-hmm. It's killing Koga too.
Like Koga doesn't have enough strength left because the creature that's like eating this planet is taking too much of the life from the planet.
Now, Parker, I have a question for you. If I would have listened to the dream earlier, would this not have happened?
Yes.
Oh yeah, you asked us that. You asked us during the session. Parker very much like, yeah, you fucked up.
Look, guys, my memory is so bad.
Well, that's fine. This is the point where I said that I made this a lot worse because I'm showing that the universe does move on without you guys if you're not there.
I respect that. I think that was a good choice.
It was.
I enjoyed it.
It gave us a lot of things we wouldn't have had otherwise.
Yeah, a wedding, a wife.
Yeah.
I got a cool wife out of this.
I'm pretty sure. Yep. Like, if I had to take a vote, is Juritsi like the most loved NPC at this point?
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I thought so. So it got us that. And after learning that, I believe you guys.
Hey, I still
Kai,
miss
do you want
Chuck.
to take it over again? Because it starts to get hazy again. I don't know why the second half of this is so hazy for me.
I was gonna say I still miss Chuck.
Still miss Chuck. You still miss the fish.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Okay, so I have a blank session that I don't know what happened, except all I have.
I can point out what happened next. So at this point, knowing that leave, we made a plan that we would go back to the capital to see, because Neo's ship can't take thousands of people.
You guys are near
anywhere.
capacity with just like 10 people on board.
Yeah, we can't. But we were thinking maybe there's some type of lost thing. Like maybe there's a ship that was left behind.
I think Koga gave you that hint or something, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Koga said to talk to Zol, because Zol actually knows about this.
There was a select few leaders that do know. Like, it's the kind of thing where some people know the information just in case.
And Zol is one of those people and has been lying to us for pretty much this whole time.
What else did he lie to Zahir about?
Everything.
No. We need to reveal
Zol.
for that.
Oh yeah.
So we go to question Zol, and eventually, after much persuading and like basically guilt tripping this man into, hey, these are your choices. Everyone dies, or we find this ship that you supposedly know about. And after we convince him, he just gets really angry and starts using
Stutter Step.
And like using his psionic powers and starts tearing up the floor of the capital and reveals that there's a giant arc ship underneath.
That the capital was built on the ship. Like
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The palace.
That's why the capital is so defended, because it's literally made out of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the big reveals there, specifically for Sophie, really, was Zahir was ostracized a lot because he was a chaotic psionic user.
Mm-hmm.
And he thought he was alone, and he didn't know his dad is where he got that psionic power from, because his dad hid it the entire time.
It's genetic.
Yeah.
His dad's a bitch.
Zol is a bastard.
Yeah, he kind of
Is this when we find out more about Lexus and Zahir? Or is that a little bit later?
What do you mean?
About where they got this stuff from.
No, so you guys, so he rips up the floorboards, not just out of sheer fury, it partially is, but he's revealing where it is, because you guys see it through the floorboards. And then you start this massive excavation project, getting anyone that will help to help.
Because Zahir...
And when you get in there...
Yeah.
And then when you get in there, you find out that this Ark level ship is made of technology that comes from Lexus's home planet, which is technology that is strictly not exported.
Yeah, Lexus people are isolationists as well. So he's like, the fuck? How?
Yeah, this is when I came up with my big conspiracy theory of like you descended from
That they were
cat people.
Yeah, and then everyone kept calling me a cat person. I'm like, no.
That you're like cousins or distant relatives.
Hey Kai, we called you Thunder at first, and then we called you a cat. You're Thundercats. That's your people.
I'm not a Thundercat. But yeah, eventually, and at this point, I believe... I think this is when we head out to do the Tony thing, right? As this is being excavated.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, Tony... Well, first off, we find out that there is one of these creatures that we've been fighting. But it's not fighting, it runs from us, which is like the first time this has happened, because so far they've just been purely aggressive.
It was like spying on you from the sewers, basically.
Yes. So we chase it into the sewers as it tries to run, and manage to capture it alive. Kind of.
I
And
don't remember how the fuck you did that.
this is when Tony gets another headache and passes the save, but we deduce that there's a connection between Tony and this creature. Also, we passed it because we have a fucking teleporter, Parker. What do you mean?
That's fair. You have 2 teleporters. It solves a lot of things. Well, Noxie wasn't there at the time, so
Yeah,
never
but
mind.
teleportation on a planetary scale solves a lot of these running problems. But yeah, we capture it, and Tony touches this creature and gets pulled into the body as Molly/Tony has this Vision 2.0, like their original dream. And we're like, holy shit, what happened to Tony?
So this vision, because Molly's not here to share it. This one, this is one where I believe it went back to that floating black pyramid in space. Except this time, 3 of the canisters that were containing these strange beings were broken and gone, but one of them still remained. And when Tony talked to this person, they discovered that whatever these beings are, they are named after the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. 1 is war, 2 is famine, the 3rd one is pestilence. I think I got those 2 might be backwards, but whatever. And then the 4th one was death, and death was the one that Tony was speaking to. They don't know what it looks like. It's behind this like fogged canister. But death reveals to them that like whatever they are, they were made for a different purpose long ago, but has since then abandoned that purpose. And all of this is very technology based. Like the entire pyramid seems now more like a giant floating space station. And then Tony also learns that death was the only one that stayed, and then had a fascination with mortality and everything that it involved, including like having children. So death supposedly had a child, which is where you guys started to make the theory that Tony is Death Jr.
And that is
Death Jr.?
that's the Death Jr. theory that's stuck for a while.
Well, we also
I
don't
stand
know
by it.
when Death Jr. had the kid, or he had Death Jr. So we don't even know if that maybe Tony is just like Death Jr.
Or just like a failed version of these things.
Mm-hmm.
Like a
Because
ditto,
they have not-
like a
Like
ditto
the
compared to Mew.
Something to point out. Whatever Tony is, like Tony is this mimic race. Tony has never met another one of their kind, does not remember another one of their kind, and no one knows what Tony is.
Wait, theory
Mm-hmm.
is Death Mew or Mewtwo maybe?
I think Sophie
then-
Skitty is Death.
No. I just think is Death Mewtwo
Stop breaking all my story stuff! Stop it!
and is Tony a literal Ditto?
You guys are ruining a joke I had planned.
Oh! Rip.
Do it anyways. I see what you mean. I see what you mean. I like these theories.
That like
But-
basically doesn't matter what death is, but like in trying to create something made Tony
Who's
which
Tony's
is
mom?
just how the-
We don't know.
who the Ditto base, which is basically what Dittos are in lore.
They're yeah. Then so this is also where, because I don't think there hadn't been any hints that like 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse is where this is going to you
Yeah,
guys.
no
So
idea.
what did you guys think when this dropped?
we are in over our heads.
Tony is death.
Somehow the
Tony.
Galactus threat was not even as bad as what Tony was about to deal with.
But then you guys pretty much theorize that this Galactus thing, whatever this thing is one of the Four Horsemen. That's where you guys kind of like put that together, and that's why it's reacting to Tony.
I think it's possibly pestilence or famine. I don't think it's war or death, this thing, because it's obviously not death. I don't think it's war. That's my idea.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's famine. I think war is happening on another planet that we've seen, and we were seeing either the beginning stages or like I'm starting to think war might even be the
Rebellion on
Or could have
Ohiri.
been the
no, not on Ohiri. I'm
dogs?
thinking war might be dividers.
Also, the dogs aren't. I don't think the dogs are
our
connected.
dude might be
Mm.
influenced by war.
Emix.
Emix, yeah.
yeah. Ooh.
I think he
I
might,
don't like
I
that.
don't think he is war. I think he might just be being like played by war to do these things.
Mm.
And
But
then I think this is famine because of the hunger, devouring.
What's going on to
And
the next part
pestilence.
of where we end?
Yeah,
Hmm.
I think
Mhm.
Pest is the quarantine planet.
So, learn all that. And then Molly also drops the gem of, I don't think I can die. And then I give them a face over face cam, and then they say, I quickly rescind that statement.
Yeah, Molly mid-session says, I don't think I can die. And we were all like, uh-huh. Yeah? You sure
You
about
want to
that
say
one?
that again? You want to say that again so the people in the back can hear you? No? No?
But, so, now we have Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. One of them potentially is what's devouring Zahir's planet. Zahir's planet needs to get... the last remaining people need to get off the planet on this arc before it's too late. When is it too late? Right about now!
Oh, wait, I'll point out, we also learned about, a why not.
No, that was as
It's coming.
this was happening.
It's coming.
No, 'cause I remember, because, wasn't it?
Why not till we get off the planet?
No, because...
No, why not is on the planet.
Why Not's
but
on the planet, and we find out about Why Not because of a fight. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
it's-
I'm getting to that point.
no, the
getting
fight. The fight is after we find out about Why Not. We know about Why Not, and then have a fight later on.
I
thought
don't
we
think so.
find
No, you don't.
No, we find
No, you
out why
don't.
not during the battle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you do
'cause you
not
almost-
know.
Yeah.
You have no inclination that Tony can. So basically,
Okay.
after this interaction, and Tony comes out of this goop monster, Tony can no longer shapeshift, and Tony's like this silvery person. It looks like the silver. Everyone keeps calling him the Silver Surfer at this point. And at this point, the arc is pretty almost ready to go. And oh yeah, you made the interesting discovery that this arc is a very capable, large capital class ship, as in it has like the capability to launch nukes if you had any.
And Parker did not give us nukes.
Well, I told you that that Koga had all of everything destroyed.
Yeah, he didn't give us nukes.
No, you do not have nukes. So
For good
Hazel made
reason.
sure.
then you
Please.
guys start to get this rumbling, and then you guys have Neo scanners on Neo's ship start to show, oh, there's heat signatures coming in from every direction around the city. And you're like, oh, the final invasion is now. It's right now. So it's a mad dash to get anyone and everyone onto the Ark. And amidst that, Lexus is working with Lexus is working to clear houses,
Well,
and
I'll
then
also point
Tony
out,
seemingly
to power the ship, I have to give up my glove.
your polymorphic sheath glove, which turns into anything you want it to turn into.
It's
You
gone.
did have to use that to help power the ship, so you don't currently have it.
And we also, that means I can't give anyone therapy anymore.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, tell them to lay on the floor. You've got some budget cuts. But that's when Tony seemingly attacks Lexus out of nowhere.
So, yeah,
And-
I have a climactic battle with Tony who's fucking me up. I get stabbed, like, through the abdomen. It's bad. And, Zol comes through and, like, football tackles Tony into a building. Like, we have
Yeah.
to tag team try and fight off Tony while I'm trying to make sure Zol doesn't actually kill Tony. But honestly, I think Tony's killing us.
Yep.
So then you learn. So that comes up later in a discussion as to, hey, that wasn't actually Tony. That essentially what happened is that weird creature that Tony learned all this from and absorbed its power. That is that weird creature. That is a piece of this Four Horsemen that has been plaguing this planet. Don't take me saying plaguing as that's pests.
Yeah, I know.
just use words. But so then it's just a mad dash. Everyone's get on the arc, and it's literally these creatures are barreling down the streets like it's World War Z. These things are stacking on top of each other. And it's a wave. And Zol and Lexus are literally seconds away from not making it. Lexus has to jump for it to make it onto the ramp of the arc before it takes off. And then you guys escape. And that was the Kaja arc. It was a lot.
There was another thing that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Zajala took the flower that Koga gave her from the ritual site.
Correct. Zajala took the flower and planted it in a hydroponic system that Basil made on the Ark to basically keep Koga alive. Because what you learn is that Koga lives through the life of the planet, as in the plants, the trees, all that sort of stuff. So you took one of those plants and planted
Zajala
it.
then later became the Lorax, speaking for the trees.
Yes, that is exactly what happened. So,
Nope.
at that point, we're getting close to current time.
Yeah. One.
Oh yeah, we did have a moment where I tried to have a connecting moment with Zol in a talk. That failed horrendously because I have no charisma and I was sad.
Neo managed to do it.
I had less charisma.
It was really funny because you said this really heartfelt thing of like trying to convince him to be a good dad to his son finally.
I was
And
giving
then
like
you
a
rolled
whole
and you-
like I was pulling everything from Lexus's story. It's like, oh my god, I'm doing all 9 yards. Rolled like
And
shit.
then, and then you rolled like shit. And you said, "I don't care."
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay.
Stole the thunder from Thunderbolt Lexus.
I hate you.
So then the arc is basically on its way back to you
Actually-
guys are taking it on your way to Machikuri.
We called someone in to bring in Noxie at this point, actually, because we were orbiting the planet for a bit because we didn't have the food, I think.
Yeah, we didn't have food. We
weren't able to get food onto the ship.
Oh, food.
Sent me a bunch of potatoes, and I got to be very happy and plant potatoes.
Who did?
I just want
And
to
then
point
I was like, yeah. So then, so Noxia gets brought back in. And who's there to fly Noxia? You guys remember Elijah, the leader of Echo Squadron?
remember that guy
That
that we
next
just
team.
like didn't help when he got taken away when Basil killed On.
So he's back, except he's not him.
Yeah,
He
Noxia
seems-
was hiding, was like told, hey, you're going to meet this guy at this spaceport and fly with him to go meet people. And it was a lot of Noxia like instantly seeing him and then just like hiding her face because he would have
Oh.
been the person to bring her back to the Centurions
Yep.
for trial. But ended up Elijah did not recognize her.
Also didn't have the rest of Echo Squadron.
Mm-hmm.
he was seemingly just a space trucker with a raggedy hired crew on his space trucking ship, and he didn't
Yeah.
remember anything. He
So
was
we were-
like, "Hey, I've got." He's like, "Hey, I've got this mech here that's like I use for lifting heavy loads and stuff. Don't know where it came from."
So he also showed up right during the time Neo was like, let's do a memorial for everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And Neo is also getting really, really grumpy for some reason. Huh.
Well, okay. Yeah, and then everything blows up when Neo tries the memorial wall thing. and Zajala starts accusing her of like disrespecting everyone. Neo's just like,
No, it
But-
wasn't really disrespecting. It was honestly just a misunderstanding between what of you like understanding what I was trying to say.
but yeah, she was getting yelled at for it, so she's just like, I'm gonna go, deal with these people who are mourning like losses of eons of people, or not eons,
Millions.
Plus-
What they thought were eons of people.
well, no, plethora of people and their hometown, and I'm gonna making a memorial for it. And I don't know, she starts getting mad and raving over comms, I think. And
He was
then,
never
does, yeah.
upset.
Can I-
over
can I
the moral,
Say my note
but-
for this because it's really a good note.
Yeah.
It says, "Uh-oh, Neo lost spine."
okay.
Yeah.
We were getting to that.
Yeah, so
You were still Zajala at this point, right, Morgan, when you had to repair the spine Wait, were you?
No,
No,
I
it was
Noxia.
Jarisi that helped with that.
Or-
Well, I
Oh,
think
Noxia
Noxia
came back and
found-
did it.
Morgan's the one that found Neo. I don't remember which character Morgan was at the time.
It was Noxia.
Okay.
I know Noxia
But,
is the one that put it in.
because over comms, everyone was here. Like, someone asked what was wrong, like, got on a private channel, and she was just going raving and getting angry, and then just falls to the floor and stops talking. Passes out, basically. So everyone goes to find Neo. And Noxia succeeds without being there from the beginning.
Noxia, basically what happened, Noxia out there is like, hey guys, what's happening? Oh, that's a lot of yelling. Oh my god, there's blood!
Yeah.
Welcome back, Noxia.
Yeah.
She's back. Woohoo!
I feel like that.
Woohoo was kind of a because the shit goes downhill again more so.
She's like, all right, I'm back. I've had a little bit of like, we've gone around and learned some things here
Gotta
with a
make
new mindset.
And then
Instantly,
fuck, oh,
shit
no,
has
oh,
hit the
God.
fan. Yeah. Instantly, shit has hit the fan. What did I expect? So, Neo comes from a bad place, bad planet, not good in any way. It's very complicated, and I won't go into all the details here because that would be a lot. But basically, she was part of a population that was forced into mining jobs that are very dangerous, and she had her lower spine crushed by a mining accident. The only way she can walk is with an assisted this high-tech apparatus that plugs into her spine that has to be taken out every night. But her partner's been missing for however long, so she's had no one to take the spine out for a very long time because she
And-
can't do it by herself.
Really, like, shit hit the fan, and she first off didn't trust these people, then shit hit the fan. So
It
like,
seemed low on the priority list.
yeah,
at the
it
time.
seemed low on the priority very commonly.
So finally, I said, yeah, that's caught up to you. So basically, Neo's spine was caving in on itself. And Noxia found Neo was like, oh dear God, you look like a freaking slinky.
You're a noodle.
So rushed Neo back to her bed, helped her take the thing out. It was a lot of it was explained. It was a very, very nice moment. It was also a good reuniting moment of bringing the whole party back together. It was nice. Jaritsi offered to be Neo's nurse for a while and stay and just make sure she was fine. And all of this while, oh my God, there's still so fucking much.
Yeah, this is also when I went to talk to Elijah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's-
How'd
okay.
that go?
So you guys went to talk to Elijah.
Because,
And
well, okay, I'll point
I
out
don't
because
I
no
don't know why
one.
you keep trying to like build it up like we're about to end because we're not done
Because
We're
yet.
I
not.
keep remembering, oh fuck, there's more. I thought Kaja was it for some reason.
No.
Nope.
So-
we got like 5 more sessions, buddy.
So no one else wanted to do it because they were like, oh, I don't want either because they forgot about him and just didn't want to bring that up or were worried that he'd remember and do something or whatever. So I was like, he's never met Lexus. So I'm going to go talk to him. I'm going to go completely look directly at the elephant in the room. So I do. I try to slowly figure out, like, I don't instantly just, like, outright say everything, but I just want to figure out what does he think he is. So, like, we learn, obviously, he thinks he's been basically a trucker, like Parker said, for the virus this whole time. He has no memory of Echo Squadron, he has no memory of the conglomerate, but his memory's also just sort of like fuzzy, and he had a faint like idea that he knew of Noxia. It's like when you just have an itch you can't scratch, basically. He has no idea why, he just feels that way. And same thing looking at pretty much everyone else in the party. And eventually, I think I show him something, don't I?
We either say something or show him something.
We say
And
a trigger
then-
word.
Oh,
We
you
say
said
Emmett.
you said Emmek's name.
We say
Yes, I
Emmett.
said
yeah.
MX's name.
Yep.
And he had a seizure.
Yeah,
Just,
you start foaming at the mouth.
yep, just dropped. And
You
Yep.
turn one way, Neo fell to the ground bleeding because of spine. Turn the other way, Elijah fell to the ground foaming at the mouth.
yeah,
None of us have
Well,
medical.
we don't.
Not a one.
Not a single one. Hey, I have a point. I have a point in medicine because I managed to Google how to patch myself
Okay,
up.
I want to point out how like crap what that means though. We had Jerizi do my spine because she had pointy nails.
That's
Like,
yeah.
that was the
mhm.
logic behind it.
And it worked.
Yeah.
Hey, now I have the most medicine at a flat 0.
Yep.
Dr. Lexus. But anyways, yeah. Elijah's not having a good time, but eventually doesn't die. Wakes up.
I'm pretty sure that one too is like just no one really did it and could do anything to treat it, and I just rolled to see if he would die.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we don't know what to do.
None of you had any sort of medical training at all.
So the best thing is just like, make sure he doesn't
Band-Aid
choke on
on
his
him while
own
he's seizing.
foam. Don't
Yeah.
make sure he doesn't hit anything with his head. Just hope he rides it out.
And then he did eventually.
He rode it out. Didn't die. That was good.
By the way, I'm gonna say if we hit midnight, we have to part 3 it because there's still so much.
Oh man, okay.
We have to.
Oh,
We'll do part 3. We'll find something else to do with part 3
It's
later.
actually,
it's not that much.
yeah, no, it's like
'Cause
it's
this was-
actually. I said 5. Actually, we're almost at the end.
Yeah, because
Okay.
the only things that happen after this, because eventually we make a deal that we'll take Elijah with us to meet the Centurions because they're in the same system as Dividers. Because we're heading back to
But
the
what-
Dividers.
What did you learn happened to Elijah through
Oh.
talking to him?
We
What did you
learned
deduce?
that he was basically brainwashed by Amix, along with several other people. He's not the only one that had this happen to him. It's pretty implied that the rest of Echo Squadron got sent out the airlock, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're-
Eva
They
and
got taken to
Carl.
a farm upstate.
Yeah, Eva and Carl are living at the farm upstate.
Yeah, they're dead. They're super dead.
Poor Carl.
Yeah.
Went to the
Didn't we
physical
also
therapy.
find this out while Basil was like drunk as hell?
I
Yeah.
have no idea.
No, we had a whole party that ended up
Yeah,
with
everyone
me.
got high in
Except for
the
me.
poison fruit.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the
Tracy
poison
was
fruit.
high, like giggly, but Tracy was conscious at least.
And I had to find
Yeah.
a grenade in the ship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Zahir said he stored a grenade somewhere and he didn't tell you where.
Hey Lexus, do you remember?
What?
Hey Kai, do you remember where the grenade was?
It was in my pocket. I almost pulled
It
the
was in
pin.
your pocket.
But anyways, yeah, there's like a lot of fluff happened. At one point, we passed. I think it was the anniversary of the Scream,
Yeah.
and had a
Yeah.
moment. And Noxie and Lexus had a moment with Basil.
Yeah, I think that's what the drug fruit was for. Like at the end of all that, we did that to calm down.
Yeah.
And we all
Basil
got
needed
presents.
Reason.
We all got presents. But yeah,
It's like
Basil
base
was not an
Christmas.
asshole for one. Eh.
managed to make our way all the way back to Machikuri, where we got a call before anything else happened from the people that had taken way back when had taken Christine.
Yeah, just as a point,
Oh my god.
just as a point of a DM's comment, this is the point where I realized, because this is okay. We had taken a break from Stars way back when, right before the Matrix stuff happened, and played some D&D 5th edition where I DM'd. I had gotten a lot more DM experience by the time we came back. So I was trying to reel it all in, because past me had put way too many spider webs out there, way too many strands of thread to follow. And this was me trying to weave them all back in together to be a more cohesive story. And it doesn't really succeed, but we're gonna deal with it.
But yeah, Noxia gets a call. Find out that they have Christine, and that they make a deal in the end of it that we'll find it's a kind of weapon that they had that the
Who is they?
Oh, the
Protectorate.
Protectorate, that was it. The Protectorate, which is, if I pull on the map, people that own these 2 planets.
Which
Make
are
this
also the
deal.
people who own the planet that is bad Neo home planet.
Yes. They make this deal to get a weapon back that was stolen from the people, or stolen by people that own this series of planets on the left. And the people that did said thieving was Noxia's girlfriend, Nash, and the Dividers.
My note says Nash stole their child, also called their pride and joy.
Yes, it was called their pride and joy, and that's all we know. It was a weapon that was meant to be an entire planetary defense system. It was called their pride and joy. The Dividers, with a team led by Nash and other heads of the Dividers, headed this team and successfully got it for the conglomerate. And we have to... Now Noxia was asked, okay...
No, they weren't hired by the conglomerate. They were hired by an unknown beneficiary.
Oh, I got that wrong. They were hired by someone. But, yeah, Noxia was given basically given the ultimatum. Find this weapon, or Christine dies. So, Noxia accepts. And we sort of leave that as it is for now. As we have to figure out where the fuck this is. And then we head down to Machu
At this
Picchu.
point, you're also pretty certain that the Winter Soldier project that Christine was a part of is probably in the Protectorate.
Yeah, probably. Oh, and when we get here, we go on basically a trip to the Centurions with Elijah to talk about getting them to help us kill the whatever the fuck ate Kaja.
Because you don't know where it's going next.
We don't, but man, can we not kill it? So we offer up the ship we're currently on, the Ark, along with all like the thing powering it, everything that's on it, if they help. And they accept, but they have to, take time to fight a planet.
Wait, wasn't that after Space?
I felt like it would be easier to follow if we just deal with that and then go to the planet.
Valid.
Because we're trying to wrap it up right now.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're fine.
But, yeah, we make that deal. And also head down to the planet because we were having one last, basically last 2 sessions of break. So, this is when I want Sophie to tell about the brilliant plan to help the poor children of Kaja.
Okay, so I'm broke as hell, right?
You're also, and since you got married, you're also the king.
Yes,
Sophie
I'm
is
broke
the
as
king.
hell. I am now put in a position of power, and I am in charge of an entire group of the remainder of the planet. So, gotta step up, So all these kids are real sad and hungry, and so, I had a great idea. You know what? Let's just call up Space McDonald's. I could probably afford that. I believe I tried to get Noxia to sponsor me at one point, but she's a fucking bitch and just did not help the hungry furry orphans. So,
Whoops.
yeah. So Zahir, yeah, I don't know how it happened, but I know Zahir is aware Noxia has a shit ton of money, and I think when we get back, it's gonna come to the conclusion of Noxia just didn't want to help the orphans. It's pretty much what it is. Noxia's a bitch.
Rest in
Yeah,
peace,
sure.
the hungry furry orphan.
That's okay.
At a point in Noxia's court, I don't think Zahir explained it very well what was happening.
He shouldn't need to explain feed the orphan children McDonald's. I really don't think there's much to explain there. They just lost their fucking planet.
So...
Okay.
Okay. Well, I don't
so
think
what
Noxia
happened
gets
then?
any points. Basically, I was like, okay, I really want to help out these kids, get them like a little Happy Meal or something. So I call up McDonald's, and they're like, what the fuck? First off, that's a lot of money. Second off, we cannot make that in the time frame.
It was hundreds. They said,
yeah.
You said, can you give me like 700 Happy Meals? And they were like, what the fuck do you mean?
Yes. And so I was like, okay, what if you employed me at Space McDonald's? Would that make it go faster? And they're like, I fucking guess so. So this is Tony and Zahir's side trip to Space McDonald's, where they go and get a job. And I don't remember much. I remember that one of the managers was like a drill sergeant. And Zahir and Tony had like
I like to think he was the inspiration.
Episode.
It was Sarge.
Yeah, I like to think
Pretty
that he was the
much.
inspiration for Sarge.
Oh my god. Yeah. It didn't go great. The Happy Meals were like maybe barely put together.
It was
for sure
it was the conveyor belt thing from Drake and Josh. Exactly
yeah,
that.
for sure would
Someone
have been
probably
fired.
You did get fired.
You did
Well,
get fired.
I did get fired. But like, if this was like something that he actually wanted to stick at, it was not for him. But he did a really poor job and like put some like half-made hamburgers and shit into a bunch of Happy Meals and got all the little toys in there. And he took a fucking like tow truck back to the ship full of Space
Happy
McDonald's Happy Meals, and he passes them out to all the little furry orphans.
And you were lucky that they don't know what a fucking Happy Meal is, so they couldn't
Yes.
tell that, no, this is not a Happy Meal, this one bun and patty and a pack of ketchup that missed the burger.
Yeah, luckily the bar was really low.
They'd never
to
seen
the
this
floor.
before, so it was like, wow!
Once they get an actual Happy Meal, they're gonna be fucking stoked.
That
I
was
think that one specific planet has a really shitty McDonald's.
Maybe.
Maybe. They don't know that you made them, to be fair.
So that was Zahir's first act as king. Well, actually, his first act as king was getting off the planet. His second act as king was McDonald's for the orphans.
I feel like that's pretty in character.
For all the children, parents, like even if they had parents,
Yeah,
these orphans to try and guilt trip Noxia, and Noxia was just like, "No, I'm stone cold. I want to go get a giant black rock for my girlfriend."
Yeah, and guess what? You have
Oh,
plenty of money
yeah.
left over from the fucking orphans.
Yeah, all the money that I saved from not feeding the orphans, I bought a wedding ring on.
I'm gonna be
Express.
honest. It's not enough.
I'm gonna.
Yeah,
Okay.
she had plenty.
I'm surprised that you bought a wedding ring considering the vision you had early in the game.
Yeah.
This is. There's one last. I guess two last important, but one last big important thing that happened. So, this whole time, because of the Sneeple situation, MX decided to use that as a play against Nash to say that Nash wasn't qualified to be on the council and ruling the Dividers. And Nash was basically having their hands tied because of a sort of trial this whole time, and it all came to a head when eventually we managed to get barely enough evidence that Neo was able to discredit MX enough to give Nash breathing room and sort of temporarily resolve this. So,
Hey,
what
guys,
did-
did we skip over the torture session?
oh fuck,
Yeah.
we did.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh shit, we forgot about the torture.
Hey,
No.
Abby, you want to share it since you brought
I
it
think you
up?
should just save that for a rainy day. Just one
No,
day. it'll
the
be
only
mentioned.
reason I remembered was because I was like, wait, wasn't this when I
This is right.
contacted him again? Because we checked in with him after this. I was like, but wait, that means I'd have to send him out, which means I would have had to torture him.
Yeah.
So good old Wolverine, as he's been named, has been taken out of cryostasis at one point in this journey.
It was. I think it was right after we got off Kacha.
Yeah, it was right after the spine because I was definitely still in a wheelchair being carted around by Dreezy.
Yeah, and basically, he was not very cooperative with trying to give information on why is he here, who's he working for, and also just other things the party wants to know.
So we made him cooperative.
So you guys said, Jarizi, get him.
In fact, break his jaw, break a couple of fingers. I do want to point out that Neo knows what he is, generally speaking,
He has a healing
because
factor.
they are made on the planet, her home planet. She knows
Thank-
about them.
They had
And-
this fun little program called the Beast Program, which is essentially superhuman experimentation.
Right. So, then that also explains why she has the cryostasis tube, is because her partner is part of the Beast Program, and he's gone missing and all that stuff. But so she also knows about the chip in the back of the neck, right?
Mm-hmm. That's how they keep track of them.
Right. So that's how they keep track of him, and for it's also like another dead switch, but this time dead switch doesn't let you wake back up. It's death. And
it's a cyanide pill. It's a
cyanide pill. So Neo reprograms it so that she has control over it and the other people don't, so that he has to listen to her. But she gives him tries to befriend him a little bit by saying, yeah, but here's the ultimatum. You do my goal for me and I'm letting you free, and you're clear as scot-free. You're free from the Protectorate, from everybody. This is your final mission. And she sends him out to go find her partner.
But before that, we had a fun session where you asked Terezi, hey, can you get the information? And she said, yeah. Do you guys really want to be in there? And you guys were like, sure. And I was like, oh,
yeah, no.
All right.
Initially I was thinking I have to be in there to make sure this guy doesn't, kill everyone. And then I found out I need to be in here to make sure that Terezi doesn't kill him.
Yeah. I want to point out it's a much more morbid. I want to point out it's a much more morbid thing when it's like, yeah, she said all I need is a rock. That's what she just all I need is a rock, and that's what she did. She took a chunk of metal, because that's what you guys had that was close to a rock, and broke this man to pieces.
Yeah.
And it's the even more morbid the visual when you think about the fact she was still wearing a torn version of her wedding dress.
Yeah. Super fun. Zahir was into it.
Yeah, but to be fair, the only reason I think at least Neo was okay with it is she knows that they have superhuman healing. So, he was probably mostly healed by the time they were done, for the most part.
It was fun. It was a fun day.
Doesn't make it hurt any less. That's for sure.
Yeah, it was a fun day.
That just means the torturing can go on for longer, and
my players didn't want to talk to me at the end of that session.
I did. I thought it was fun.
I was fine with it. I knew it was going to happen.
The fucked up players wanted to talk to you. No one else did.
Sophie, same wavelength. I got you.
So, that happened. And then,
there was two things. I think that's actually everything. There's just two small things.
I wanted to ask, because we went back to, you guys discredited MX. Tell me, what did you find out about MX?
I can pull it up.
I found that he was working under a false name and title, or maybe not title, but he had false credentials and was from the Protectorate.
Yes.
Right?
He lied on his resume.
Right. He lied on his resume, and then he also had a point of time that he called off for personal time where you're supposed to at least give a general description of where you're going and what you're doing, and he didn't give any of that. He went completely off grid for a very long amount of time. And because Emmix was calling for Nash to be taken down and have someone else replace it or him to take over or something like that. And so Neo comes up with all this stuff, and it literally proposes it as a not get rid of Emmix, question why he's bringing this up during a Sneeple invasion. Isn't it a bad idea to change people when Sneeple could be literally anybody? And question why he's doing this based on all these questionable facts of his back history. Even if they don't add up to anything, it's still just a little
less saving Nash, more making sure that people know MX is not just some kind of saint.
Right. We just wanted to postpone the trial was our biggest goal there, and that's how we did it.
So what did you find out about MX? No, I know there's one thing you missed. It's very important. He's not just from the Protectorate. You found credentials that he's trained intelligence agent from the Protectorate.
Right.
He's
a spy.
Yeah.
The divider
Yeah,
situation is just Among Us. Correct, full deck. That is exactly what it is. It is the dividers are just
Among
playing
Us.
Among Us.
And basically, Nash
no.
to
Oh,
us is the security button, and we're trying not to let anybody get rid of the security button or the emergency button.
Yeah, well, it's like Among Us if there was actually 2 imposters, the Sneeple and the Protectorate.
There's 2 different teams of
There's a lot more
imposters.
players in
no.
this game.
Regular
Yeah.
usually has 2 imposters. If it's a
No, I
full
meant
game.
like 2 different teams of imposters.
Yeah, I know. This is if there's 3 imposters, and we have the Protectorate, the Sneeple, and then that one dickhead that was just supporting Emmix, like, yeah, Emmix, you go, guys, you do it. And we're like, no, shut the fuck up, man.
Oh, and there's another level to this.
Oh god, okay.
Some of the other leaders on the council of the dividers have also been compromised. One of them is also missing.
They've been
Yep.
steepled.
Yeah.
Yep.
One of them's missing. Some of them are Some of them are now on MX's side. Some of them
Mhm.
are not. Some of them
Who
are wavering.
previously they were like loyal to Nash, and now they've just like
Randomly switch
switched
sides.
sides. Yeah.
And sorry, the other thing is like I think Noxia wasn't like we were trying really hard not to have to bring Noxia up because they were using Noxia as
Also
a
against
point
Nash.
against Nash because of all the things that Noxia have done. They're saying that
They were
Nash's
using it as
action
yeah. They're
is
saying Nash cannot make rational decisions about Noxia because of her involvement with Noxia. That was their. So you guys said, Neo, you be the one that says things on the face cam, not Noxia.
Mhm.
And I think that's everything.
There were 2 small things that I was going to
There's
point
some
out.
small stuff after that, but I don't think it's mostly just like we took a break after that. Like we went
Well,
another shopping mission kind of
Well, no,
stuff.
there was 2 small things after that, actually, that I was going to point out.
Go for
The
it.
first was we found a lead on Alfonso and on basically Alfonso, Christine's boyfriend, and
Did Weasel hack his phone or something?
Yep.
something along those lines. Yeah, we found that lead, and it basically pointed, I believe, if I can move the map, all the way here.
Hold on, I got the trail.
I believe to
It's on the game layer. Give me a
Strinda.
second.
Yes.
There you go.
We found this whole trail that leads all over the place and ends at Strinda. And that's ideally, since we've managed to have everything on like a pause button, that's when we come back to stars is where we're heading to next.
And you guys theorized that he's been made the same offer, basically. If he wants Christine back, he has to get the thing.
And the other thing was that Noxia got a call that the Watchers were heading to Caldora, I believe.
Yeah. This is just basically where all the NPCs are moving currently.
Yes.
Where is everybody?
And found out that there is some kind of, obviously if the Watchers heading there, there's a Titan there.
Titan.
Didn't we also get a hint at where Neo's partner is?
I don't think so. I
I
think it
remember
hasn't.
that being hinted at, but I don't remember if that was out of.
Well, I think we
character.
found out where he's checked an area and like he's definitely not here anymore or something. Like he went to a planet and it's like, no, it's definitely because you sent him to a place that he last was.
Mhm.
I think the update was that he's definitely not in the system anymore. He's moved. I think that might be it. We definitely don't know where he is right now. Uh-huh.
Another
Mm-hmm.
Noxia went out to buy an expensive diamond ring.
We did say that.
Oh, yeah, we
Yeah.
actually say that.
We did say
Oh
that.
fuck! I just
Yeah.
ripped.
We,
Noxia's
I
got a-
called it a
Don't rewind
black
Park
rock,
Rabbit.
but
No, yeah, Noxie got the big black rock and said, "All right,
Yeah,
getting
I
hit."
mentioned that when I was
took-
being angry about the orphans.
I cut out part of Deliverance, Noxia's sword, to make the metal for the ring because
Yeah.
Nash had given her that sword.
yeah."
So it's just me
Ooh.
being romantically gay in Parker's campaign.
What else is new? How many gay panics have I indulged in my campaigns, guys?
So many.
So many. Just so
There's
many.
one on stream.
Literally, like
yeah,
every
the biggest
single
one is
person.
Gosner.
There you go.
Ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, there is one on stream with Gosser.
Well, damn it.
At least I didn't guilt trip you with this one, Sophie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, how many weddings is Sophie gonna have in your campaign?
All. I'm gonna have all the weddings.
Every
That's gonna be my
campaign.
highest count. Least
Zahir's also gonna marry Nash.
I was about to say, are you gonna marry Samson? Or are you gonna go for 3?
Oh my
I
god.
don't know. We'll see where that takes us.
Oh,
See if you live through the campaign first.
But
Yeah.
that starts. That's
our
everything.
sci-fi campaign.
That's
that
where we
is-
last
Yeah,
ended
look
off.
at it.
I suspect that we lost everyone in terms of keeping up with this hours ago, but it was fun.
It's only been 2.5 hours ago, and we lost them 2 hours ago.
Please tell me that there's someone, just one person out there who is really super interested and is going to go back and watch all of these videos over and over and over and over again, just so they can make a like spider web with like. On
No,
a
I have a challenge. I have a challenge for anyone who's listening to this. I will. It's the same thing.
I'll
Whereas
Venmo
the
you
dude-
$5.
No, it's the same. No, I won't Venmo you $5. I don't have money. The same thing as the Doot thing. But if someone sits down and listens to both of these and makes a complete timeline and posts it in art sharing on the Fishies Beach stream server, I will put you in Pokeroll.
As an NPC.
If you can do a complete timeline, I will make you a trainer in Pokeroll. Whoever does it first, you have to be the first one, and you has to be accurate. No one's gonna do it. Not a single person is even listening to me at this point.
Nope.
No one's gonna do it. But if someone does it, that's what I'll do.
You could be
Now I'm
an
thinking I
internet
kind of want to make a
superstar
cool like
me.
timeline infographic.
Morgan's gonna be it.
Morgan's
It's gonna
gonna
be me. You're gonna
I
put
know.
me back in Pokeroll.
Oh my god.
There's 2 more.
No, I was gonna say, joke. I was like, it's actually gonna be me who's gonna go back and listen to all of it because I forgot completely everything that happened. So like, this is a good refresher for my
This
brain.
is a good cheat sheet for people.
Full deck saying time
Oh
to get
my
some
God.
red yarn.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Just go empty a wall in your house, tape up papers and memes and like catchphrases that we've said, and just start stringing it together. I want to see how much of a cat's cradle you make.
All right,
I do have big walls in my bedroom.
Morgan, if you do it, post it in our personal Discord. I want to see it.
Okay. I have to take down some artwork if I do.
Your roommate's gonna walk in and be like, "What the fuck?" She snapped.
No, I'm just gonna do it in our hallway, so it just spans like 30 feet.
No,
of
what you
wall.
do is you do part of it in the hallway and have a strand going under your door and leading to more.
I can't
Goes
even
into my
judge you
room,
because I
goes
pulled
into
that
the
shit in
laundry
college. I did that with Molly. Our wall was a lot.
Hey,
Also-
full deck, if you do it, I want to also see like as an aside that's not part of the timeline, just your conspiracy theories about what's happening and where like what's gonna happen. I would love to see those. Because
If anyone go ahead.
I don't know, I'd just like to see those in comparison to the ones we've had in the past and stuff.
Outside.
Don't
anyone
get
com-
involved over all of those. But
Oh, yeah. If anyone comments on this that they give a shit, we'll share more of what happens whenever we continue this campaign.
I don't think we're ever gonna stream it,
Yes.
but
Yeah,
No,
I
we're
would
never gonna
prefer
stream it.
not
No,
I don't
to
want to
use
stream
here.
ours.
We're not
Uh,
streaming the same. We're not streaming the same.
it's our
We're
personal
never
game
gonna
of
stream
madness.
Stars. We're not streaming
we'll
our
just
sci-fi game.
do another round table.
Yeah, if people give a shit, we'll roundtable after more has happened.
Yeah, everyone already hears me making stupid voices. I do not.
Zahir.
It's just a-
I mean, those voices are not that far off Zahir, okay?
only when I crack. Zahir is like a 24/7 just.
You need to just do a
puberty.
line of cocaine and then you're
Yeah.
Hey, Sophie,
Uh-huh.
please give them a taste of the Zahir voice.
No.
Just one
I already did that.
sentence.
No, I did that last
Chad
time.
needs it.
Sophie, I had
I did it last time.
to read off my intro.
Yeah, I
Sophie-
did it last time. You read
Sophie,
the intro.
last
I
time-
did the Zahir voice. I
Sophie,
did my
last
job.
time when I was in here, I didn't get to hear the Zahir voice because they
Well,
cut
that's
out.
a fucking bummer, Morgan.
Hey,
I mean, I'll do the Dreezy voice if it helps.
Oh my god.
yes, do the Dreezy voice.
Do the Dreezy
Dreezy.
voice.
Your wedding vows.
I don't remember the fucking wedding vows.
I don't
something.
remember
It was
voice
something
either.
like this.
Oh, it was awful. It was ear grating.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first, Sophie?
No.
All right.
Sophie, if
Alright.
you do it,
Alright.
I'll attempt a shitty Zajala,
Zajala.
Russian voice.
We're gonna have a
Nothing
meeting of the
compares to
cats.
Zahir.
We're gonna have a
Like-
meeting of the cats.
Cat
This is
meeting.
nothing.
Cat
This is
meeting.
nothing.
This is
You
the
guys
warrior
are like, I'll
cats.
do a mildly annoying voice while you completely humiliate yourself. Like that is what the proposition is.
I really don't remember most of the voice, but I have like 4 female voices, and one of them is Juritsi, so I'll figure it out.
I can still hear Jerizi's voice
Well,
in my head.
start
so if
doing
you
them and
get
we'll
to
tell
it,
you
I will
yes or
tell
no.
you yes or no. Yeah.
Give me something to say, because that'd help. What did I say? Which one should I do? Like when you guys first met her?
Oh, also something that you could do is just like, Yzma's like, I'll put it in a box, in another box, and smash it with a hammer. I feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
that's a very Jerizi thing to say.
Yzma's very Juritsi. That's if Yzma could actually kill, is Juritsi.
I'll turn him into a flea, and then I'll put that flea inside of a box, and then I'll put that box inside of another box, and then I'll ship it to myself. And when it arrives, I'll smash it with a hammer.
Very
Or-
When
nice.
Juritsi finds Zahir, she'll put him in a box. And put that box within another box. And then mail it to myself. Well, I will then smash it with a hammer.
There she
Or to
is.
save on postage, I'll stab him in the throat.
And that's
Zahir
the...
would like to not be in a box.
It's okay, Zahir. It's okay, Zahir. Zahir, we are married now. I can do these things.
Yeah, how's that going?
Jarizi, Jarizi, you are not putting my brother in a box.
I can. Okay.
You are not doing
listen.
anything to hurt
Zahir's
him.
claustrophobic.
I can eject him into space if that will
Zahir
help.
can teleport.
It's too bad that Lex and Tony don't have crazy, and Neo don't have crazy accents.
Yeah. Neither does Basil. We're pretty normal.
Yeah,
I
Basil's
can tell.
now.
I would like to propose constituting a law where all Khajiit must sleep with a knife under their pillow.
Okay,
Agreed.
I can approve of this law.
I would know. I would like to. I just. What about like toffee? You just put some toffee under your pillow.
That okay?
Okay.
The toffee can be next to the knife, but there has to be a knife.
Okay, see, this is what marriage is all about. Compromise. We're doing great.
Yes.
I
Basically,
think
this compromise was you going, I want a knife under everybody's pillow. Okay, but what if we don't do a knife under everybody's pillow? Yeah, but I want a knife under your pillow, so you guys compromise, and everyone gets a knife under their pillow.
Zahir, I think you are a great king.
Thank you.
Zahir is a wonderful king.
Zahir's doing his best.
Now go clean the toilets, honey.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, fuck.
Oh,
I
at
don't know
the
if that was
end,
gay
it
panic.
didn't. So Jerizi was queen.
Yeah. As soon
then
as
she
they got
passed
married, they were
off-
king and queen.
Yeah, and then she passed off like leadership duties, and so did Zahir because I didn't want to stay behind. They passed off leadership duties to Zajala.
The leadership was basically Juritsi went to Zahir and said, "Because I love you and because I know you don't want to do this, I and your sister will take over the duties of being the king,
Mhm.
and you can go have the adventures you want to as long as you promise to come back to us.
Or die first, whichever one happens.
Or die.
Whichever one happens first."
But if Zahir dies, it better be Jaritsi that did it.
It'll probably be himself.
Only
be
for
himself.
you, babe.
You are a good husband.
I do what I can.
We fall into those characters too easily, Sophie.
Oh, I'm so excited to start.
This is awful for me.
Oh, what a time! What a time!
The dynamic
Like to
duo of
hire me for
stars.
voice acting? God.
Oh, it was even better when you did try to give like a serious kingly speech for your coronation.
Yeah,
as
it's fucking
the-
awful when I have to be serious in that voice.
Do we need to make a shared Google folder so that you can upload your
Audio files.
presentation? No, your presentation full deck. Do we need to just make a public shared folder that's for Fishy's Beach and everyone can just upload their...
I can just make a channel that just says like
Just make conspiracies. Channel
Well,
is
no,
named
the problem is
You better
conspiracy.
title it all
can't
caps.
handle that handle PDF.
no, yeah, but you can always upload it to a Google Drive and then share the link.
Yeah.
And then to keep track of it, I make a separate channel that's just like fan submission.
All right, my throat hurts after that. I need to go get.
Yeah, mine does too. God.
Well, it
I need
sounds
to go get
like
something to drink.
that's the end of the round table.
As I say, yeah, wrap up the stream however you want. I'm getting something to drink after that.
I'm gonna deafen
That
so I can
hurts.
officially wrap up the stream since this is the end of Emerald now.
All right, see you later, stream.
Bye, stream.
Bye,
Yeah, thanks for listening.
All right, stream. I'm doing it. I'm ending it like this. So I've deafened so they can't hear. So I'm gonna. This is the end of the Emerald 100%, which wasn't 100%, and I'm sorry, but that's how it be. So when we come back tomorrow is gonna be Poke Roll. I couldn't remember the name, but we're doing Poke Roll. And then I'm actually going to be taking a break from streaming until next Monday when we come back for Mystery Dungeon. So the next stream will not be this Thursday, but the Thursday after when I come back, hopefully, with a Fire Red Nuzlocke that I'll start preparing for tomorrow or something. So that's going to be the next project. I'm done with Emerald. I've done as much as I wanted to because catching all 212 turned out to be a lot harder. Like, I didn't get as close as I wanted to. But it was fun either way. And I hope you guys had fun. So, thanks for watching. I hope to see you guys tomorrow for Poke Roll. And then next week for Fire Red, Nuzlocke, Randomizer. And, yeah. Have a good night. Thanks for watching. And thanks for supporting these roundtables that are really dumb, but we just have fun with it. So, yeah. See you then.